That's the Georgia Football Championships presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Reminding you to buckle up, Georgia. It's our second of 4 games today here on GPB. It's a classic Class 2A championship on the line. The Yellow Jackets of Rockmart taking on the Pierce County Bears, trying for their second title here just in this decade. Glad you're with us. I'm Larry Smith, along with my partner, Sam Crenshaw. Partner, we're back at it again.
It's you again.
Same time next year. We keep getting together.
Absolutely.
This is one that when you look on paper, so many thrilling games here this entire week. This one really could be one of the classics.
Could be one of the great games. We got great games with great backstories and coaches who have great backstories and great communities that are here to support them. This is 2A football, though. Remember, though, a lot of guys going both ways. It could come down to who is still fresh in the fourth quarter.
And that's going to be a big question. And certainly with the delay, a few extra games, some of the coaches are saying, just trying to keep these guys reined in. Well, no need to do that anymore. Let's first talk about the key players to watch, starting with Rockmart.
Starting with Rockmart, we talk about a guy you're going to see in the backfield. You're going to see him on both sides of the ball. We're talking about a linebacker, Brent Washington. He's also the top running back for them. He's their power back. They got several different guys they get the ball to. Watch for him, and that's the offers that he has. You're going to see him on both sides of the football today. On the defensive side, his tag team partner is a guy named Nick Davis, who's the leading tackler for them on offense. The backbone of this defensive unit is the linebacking core. They are the strength of it, and Davis is that as well. So we want to watch for him. He spent some time on offense as well, but he's the guy that's going to be a real strong player on the defensive unit for Rockmart.
And he's a player the coach talked a lot about as we were spending some time with him here before the game. Meanwhile, on the other side for Pierce County, again, just loaded with stars.
Absolutely, and we start with the star of stars. I guess the biggest one would be their quarterback, Caden McGatha. And we talk about what this guy did. All he did was in the win over Fitzgerald, rush for 328 yards and 5 touchdowns. The numbers are just incredible for this guy. You want to keep your eye on number 7 today. And on the defensive side of the ball, we got a hard hitter. He also spent some time on the other side of the ball, but this is Carson Sloan. You see some offers that he has right now. He's going to play at linebacker, also lines up at tight end, but he is one of the leaders on the defensive side of the ball for Pierce County.
And he is somebody that coach says he will not be off the field, plays every single snap for them, for Pierce County. Let's get now to our keys of the game, presented by Breda Pest Management, the official pest management of Georgia High School football. How about for those Yellow Jackets? What do they have to do to get this win?
They got to be proficient on offense. That means execute. And then when you have to get the ball up, make sure you kicking it deep, or a great punt to make them have to go 80 yards. Those are a couple of T's for special teams. For Pierce County, limit those explosive plays. They know there's some great skill talent on Rockmart, and also win third down defense. Those are the things you watch for as you watch today's game.
Yeah, Pierce County talking about that they're very thin. They have no depth, so you got to stay healthy as well. Let's go down now to the third member of our broadcast team. Cody Chaffins is on the sidelines with more. Hey, Cody.
Sam, Larry, it's so good to have these championships back here inside the bins. Now, Rockmart has been here before. Biff Parson brought the Yellow Jackets to the state championship game back in 2018, and talking this week, he said, one thing that cannot happen is players cannot get caught up in the halo board and the lights and all that. He said if their jaws are dropped in when they look down, well, they'll be trailing in the fourth quarter. And while Pierce County's never played here inside the bins, they've played on this stage before, of course, winning the 2020 state title back over at Georgia State. And the men who called that walk-off winner for the Bears, I'm going to send it back to them. It's Larry Smith and Sam Crenshaw. Back to you.
Good memory, Cody. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Cody.
Here we are. We should let you know that Pierce did win the toss, but they deferred to the second half, so they will kick off first. And that means that we will see Rockmart, the Yellow Jackets, dressed in their white with black trim. They will first have the ball on offense, going from right to your left.
Larry, the work goes in really at the first of the year. We talk about the mat drills, the conditions and things you get to get ready to get to this point.
Opening kickoff brought to you by Buckle Up Georgia. Seatbelts save lives. A kick is on its way, and we are off and running here in this Class 2A championship. It's Ja Evans on the return, and a good job there defensively for Pierce County. Jones Heron very quickly in there for the nice job. Just a 4-yard return, and so that's where Rockmart will take over 1st and 10 inside their own 10. Not a good start for them at the 7-yard line, 1st and 10.
And here's that offensive unit coming on. Kellyon Thompson, interesting story here. He was not the starter when the season began. He took over and has led this team all the way to the championship game.
is a tremendous story. The team was just 1-2 and things struggling. They've won 11 in a row to get here to the Dome. Handoff right away, quickly, nothing doing there. Najee Turner, the 98th carry of the season for Turner, as this is an offense, by the way, that certainly goes by running back by committee. Starting lineups now brought to you by Regions Bank. We'll take a look at the Rockmart Yellow Jackets up front. You can see there. Watch Jaden Thompson. He's a freshman, 6'4", 294. One of two freshmen on that starting front line. Let's look at some other players here. Tristan Anderson is someone to watch. Deep threat, J.D. Davis, the former quarterback that Sam was alluding to, now in the backfield as a running back, and we'll talk more about him. Thompson to throw on second down. That's complete, first down and more. He's got his man down past the 30. Xylon McCrary, the senior, with the nice job. First down, Rockmart.
McCrary is one of those guys. We talked about the skill positions and why they didn't want to give up the explosive plays, something Pierce County wanted to guard against, and this is the reason why. The yards after the catch. You got some speedsters at work for Rockmart.
25 yards there in the pickup, 1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets. Thompson trying to draw him off. Play clock down to 10. Changing the play. J.D. Davis right side. Can he turn the corner? And he cannot. Wade DiBiase, the 5'10 senior, with a nice job right there. Let's take a look now at the Pierce County starting lineup. Brought to you by Regions Bank. Get back in the game with Regions Bank. 3-4 setup. Elijah Howard, the senior there, along with Jackson Williams, your two ends. Clark in the middle. We'll talk more about him as well. Your linebackers, Sloan Strickland, DiBiase we just called, and Dixon Morris, a junior at 6'1", 210. And a backfield now that's much improved, Coach says, from last year. Joe Drew is one of the cornerbacks, number 8. We'll tell you a little story about him as we get going here. 2nd and 10, as there is no yardage gain on that run play. Ball caught by Davis out of the backfield for a short gain. It'll be 3rd and long now for the Yellow Jackets.
We're just going to call DiBiase the hit man, because right now he's hitting everything that got off the bus. I mean, everything that moves, number 11 in blue. Watch out for this guy. He is ready for this game.
Had a great season, DiBiase. 93 tackles coming into the game. 1 yard pickup, 3rd and 9 now for Rockmart. Play clock down to 8. Well, movement up early on. Thompson is down, and there is no flag. Looked like there might have been some, that end might have crossed the line early.
He gets credit for the stop. That's number 5. That's Carson Sloan. We just talked about him a few minutes ago at the top. Watch him there. Did he get an early start? No.
Great anticipation. He was in the backfield, I think, before the ball got to the quarterback. 6-yard loss, and that brings up 4th down. And the punt team coming on for Rockmart. Kick is away, nobody back, and so it's going to take a Rockmart bounce and go out about the 44-yard line. Just 31 yards on the punt, and that's where Pierce County will take over now. 1st down and 10.
You just get to see the Bears offense, and there's number 7. We just talked about him. Look at those impressive numbers. My goodness, Larry.
Oh, that's something else. Just amazing what he's done. As you can see there, 20 yards passing, 16 yards rushing, almost 3,000 yards of total offense for Caden McGath, and he's only a junior. So he brings out the Pierce County offense in their home blue, silver trim. 1st and 10, and we'll get a little false start.
We're anxious. We're anxious.
Yeah.
We've been waiting a long time for
That's
this.
right. Coach has talked about this is a game normally would be played last Thursday, right, in terms of the first day of games. Instead, I'm sorry, last Friday. And they were talking about just trying to keep the kids just reined in. Yes, you have to go to school. Yes, you have to go to class. Yes, you have to do your work. Can't wait to get here. So a 5-yard penalty takes it back to the 39. 1st and 15 now for the Bears. McGath calls his own number, but he is met right there by big number 78.
TJ Hutchins, hello.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup. The offense now for Pierce County. The starters brought to you by Regions. Get back in the game with Regions Bank. Big guys up front there. Cole McGath, the quarterback's brother, is the center. And we've already mentioned DiBiase and Sloan also, as a lot of these guys will play. He said, hey, listen, we don't have a plan B. We're very thin. We've got to stay healthy. We don't have a lot of backups on the depth, so our guys play. In fact, along the front line, whoever's breathing best is who goes in next. That's how they rotate on the line. McGath on second down, going deep for Sloan. He's got it at the 30. Sloan! Touchdown saving catch by Turner. Big play for Pierce County for the first down.
What a big play. Just a little fake to his left. McGath, and you got to respect that because you know what he's done running the ball. But look at that great catch by Carson Sloan. Hauls it in, and it is Nazir Turner who saved the touchdown with that tackle.
Yeah, what a play, a pitch and catch. McGath to Sloan, who's only caught 14 balls on the season, but he averages 18.6 yards per catch. The do-it-all star for the Bears. Just outside the 20, 1st and 10. McGath again gets through the first wave and gets a good gain there before he stopped, and that brings up second down. We take a look at the starting lineup now, brought to you by Regions Bank. Get back in the game with the Regions Bank. We go to that Rockmart defense. Bobby High, coach talked about, just hard to block in that front of that 3-4 lineup that they've got there. We've already called Turner's name. Brent Washington plays both ways, 5'11", almost 240. J.J. Stocks, 9 tackles for loss this season, and a young backfield there. Tristan Anderson, High, McCrary, and Glover for Rockmart. 6-yard pickup by McGath. Second down, he takes it again, has a block, it's a first down. Still on his feet before he's gang tackled there. Just outside the 10. It may be 1st and goal. I think see where they spot it.
Looks like he's close to having it. Yep, the sticks are moving. He got just enough. He doesn't mind sticking his nose up in there.
No.
Swarm, a host of white jerseys there to take him down, but it's a first down.
Good looking first drive here for Pierce County as they're in the red zone. It is 1st and goal from the 10. Class 2A championship just underway. McGath likes that left side. Pick up a 3, brings up second down.
He does like that left side. You watch him, and he keeps on going over to that side. Got guys like Hudson Boatwright, 58, that's out there helping to block the way for him. Good look at Coach Ryan Herring.
Coach Herring won the 2020 championship, as you mentioned, in dramatic style, in overtime to beat Oconee County. Just his 2nd year on the job, trying to get championship number 2.
What a backstory with him. Both our head coaches today, sons of coaches.
Great conversations this week. 6th play of this drive. McGath now on the toss. Turning inside. That's Jones Heron, the 5'9", 170-pound junior. Short gain down to about the 3, and it'll be 3rd and goal from there.
Yep, 28, Nick Davis in on the stop there. We talked about him being the leading tackler on the defensive side of the ball. You see him there to make the finish on that stop.
Both of these offenses know how to find the end zone, both averaging 38 points per game. I mean, they know how to score.
Impressive drive to get things started for the Bears. Let's see if they can finish it.
3rd and goal here. Big play for this Rockmart defense. McGath close, but he is stopped. Great job there. Brent Washington, number 22. Najee Turner, number 26. One more look at this.
And this time McGath goes to the right side. He'd been going to the left side most of the time when he's called it. And he's close. They're right there to shut him down.
Just inside the 1, 4th down. Coach is talking about it. Plenty of time to talk. Now the play comes in. They're going to go for it. Coach Herring talked about it. Said, hey, we've got to try to score every chance we get. 4th and goal. McGath go to the right side. In for the touchdown. Christian Anderson met him there, but the second effort gets him in, and it's Pierce County that scores first here in this Class 2A championship.
McGath got helped by a block there by 16. Watch Jones Herring right there, the block. He goes in and gets the score first on the board. Also, DiBiase, number 11, throwing a block right there. We talked about him on defense.
Time now for the extra point. Sloan the hold for Garrett Stevenson, the sophomore, to finish it off. 8 plays, 56 yards. Took 4:45, and Pierce County getting on the board first. We'll take a timeout here from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's been a thrilling start to this one. We expect a lot of points. And Pierce County delivering early. We're back with more on the great GPB after this.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to be safe on every trip. Buckle up, Georgia.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt.
I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
High school seniors, your Georgia Match letters have been mailed and the possibilities are endless. Visit your student dashboard on gafutures.org to see which of the 45 colleges and universities made your list and claim your spot today.
At Regions Bank, we're here to listen to your needs, and we'll customize a plan to help you reach your financial goals. Our service to Georgia goes beyond banking to creating more inclusive prosperity in our communities. From education to financial wellness to economic development, we're working to level the playing field so more people can succeed and our communities can thrive.
Back here live in downtown Atlanta for the Class 2A championship. It's Pierce County on top first, 7-0 here in the first quarter. Good stop by their defense. The short punt got the ball with good field position just inside their own 45-yard line, and they took the distance from there. 8 plays, 56 yards, and it took 4:45 in this one for that scoring drive. Brought to you by the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. Let's go down to Cody.
Yeah, so as the Bears entered the end zone, you heard the train horn blow here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Well, down in Pierce County in Blackshear, they're famous for their train horn. I talked to the guys who do the train horn. They say they looped about 5 different ones together. They've got it on a remote control down there. They play it whenever they score. They were able to bring it to the 2020 championship at Georgia State. Could not bring it in today, they said, because they probably didn't want to embarrass the train horn here at the Benz.
Whoa.
Well.
Okay.
Good look there at Coach Herring. By the way, this team up from Rockmart, they travel well, both these teams, with a good fan base here in attendance. By the way, McGath on that drive, you saw the graphic there, 6 carries, 18 yards, and the touchdown, also 2 for 2 through the air for 43 yards. A big play, of course, to Sloan. They covered more than 30 yards in that one. So Rockmart about to take over and start their second drive of the game. Good look at Stevenson, just a sophomore. Kalen Glover is back. They kick away from him over toward John Evans, and it goes into the end zone, and it'll come out 1st and 10.
Here's a look at Coach Biff Parsons.
Biff Parson, 8th season, 83 wins, winningest coach in Rockmart history in making this the 100th year of Yellow Jacket football there. Their only title, Sam, back in 1950. Great story about him. He said when he was at Banks County, 10-20 there, really wanted this job because the family ties that we've talked about. And so he said, I just went in and spoke from the heart, because I had no resume to go on to try to convince these guys to hire me. I think they're happy with the job he's doing.
Absolutely. They got to be thrilled with what he's done. And got him here playing for the state championship once again.
More on Coach Parson in a moment. First down, and got swing pass out and some good positive yards now for Najee Turner out of the backfield.
And that is the way they like to use this guy. The different running backs, like I said, one is a power back. You got Davis, who started the season at quarterback. Turner's a guy they like to use out in space, and that was an example of it right there. Got a nice block also by 16, Aiden Wright.
Nice 6-yard pickup there. Brings it 2nd and actually 7. They'll call it 2nd and 3. Good look at Thompson. Took over as quarterback in week 3, and they've been off and running ever since then. Handoff at a first down to Brent Washington, and what a load. 5'11", 240 for Washington, Sam.
Blow the horn. This dude's going downhill. Here he goes. Watch out. And that is what Coach Parsons told us. He is the downhill. He is the power back of the 3 running backs that we're going to see used mostly in this offense today.
He talked about that machine that catapults. He gets up to 20 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Now, I can't catapult anything, so that sounds impressive to me.
Very impressive.
Handoff and stops at the line of scrimmage there. That's Turner. Check that.
Thank you.
That's Washington.
Yep. Host of blue jerseys there to meet him. Among them, 75, Jackson Williams.
No gain there. 2nd down and 10. 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Back at Mercedes-Benz Stadium after several years at Georgia State. Pass complete to Turner. Great second effort for the first down. Najee Turner makes that happen and moves the sticks for Rockmart.
Great extra effort after contact.
Is that a challenge, Mo?
Just determined to stay up, pick up those extra yards.
I guess he's saying that his knee was down before the second effort. Okay, we check that. 3rd and long 2 instead, no first down. Handoff, and he is stopped.
Boy, helmet came flying off.
Turner's helmet popped off in that exchange. That'll bring up 4th down.
Watch for that man again. Big hit there by 55, and then 11 comes in there.
Yeah.
Elijah Howard, and then DiBiase comes in to help finish it off.
Boy, then just dangerous because everyone's trying to hit. He's in there without a helmet. So no gain on that play. 4th and 2, and the punt team comes back out again. Sloan, who does everything, is deep. Fair catch for Sloan. 39 yards on the kick. And how about this?
Once again, Larry,
defense,
it's absolutely, and it's what Coach Herron said, win 3rd down. Win 3rd down. That's what they just did to get the ball back. Another possession. And we saw what this offense did last time.
Went right down the field. Very efficient. Good Coach Herring.
Once again, a big contingent from Pierce County has made the trip up to Atlanta. Just like the thing I remember about the game in 2020 was the size of the crowd that came up from Blackshear. That's a long drive, Larry.
Yeah. It's
a very long drive, but an awful lot of pride in this community to come up and support their team. There they are. They're here.
They see themselves on the big board, the big halo. Coaches don't want the players looking at that, but fans, you can do that. Feel free.
They're enjoying it.
And they're loving seeing themselves up on the giant halo screen here. Total yard, you see what they've done here. Pierce County looking good. McGaffin trying to get more after his big first drive. And that's a nice pickup on first down for the junior McGaffin.
We've seen him go left side, seen him go right side. This one's just running in between the tackles. He'll do it all. Here he is. Following the block there by Cole McGatha from his brother. Out front throwing that block for him.
Big brother outweighs him by 60 pounds. Says, little bro, I got you. Let's go this way. 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 now. McGatha up the middle. Runs into a wall there that included Najee Turner, and Brent Washington brings up 3rd down.
Yep, Brent Washington there. We saw him on the offensive side bringing the load. He packs a punch on the defensive side as well. He's the leader on defense, really sets the defense. Part of that linebacking core that's really the strength of the Rockmart defensive unit. Got a big 3rd down play here, though.
Very important for this Rockmart defense. They've allowed just 13 points a game this entire season. Trying to make a stop here. 3rd and 2, empty backfield behind McGatha. Calls his own number and he stopped. Nothing doing right there. Washington again. And TJ Hutchins.
Hutchins says, you know what? Don't come this way. I'm gonna wrap you up. Big fella. Get him. Oh my goodness. Big and quick.
Big stop there, and Sam, I think the Yellow Jackets really needed to make that stop. 3 and out for this Pierce County offense. And now Mr. Do-It-All, Carson Sloan on the punt to the right side. Turner lets it take a bounce, and it's in the Rockmart favor out at the 36-yard line. 34-yard punt by Sloan. And Sam, this represents the best starting position that Rockmart has had so far in this game.
Absolutely. It's because the defense went to work and got him the ball back and had a big play on 3rd down. Now let's see what they do on this possession, like you said. With some different things they can do in that playbook with the starting spot for this possession.
Thompson at quarterback. Keeps it himself, fakes to Davis, but they weren't fooled. Campbell Strickland on the stop. Short gain on 1st down.
Thompson can do that, but the coach really bragged about his 71% completion rating this season. He's throwing the football to show that he will run it if he needs to. By the way, Coach Parsons is also the OC, and he's calling the plays on offense. He would do that. Have played quarterback with Liberty.
That's right.
Plays him in some,
It's actually his little brother Rhett is the offensive coordinator.
Yep.
And that brings us to the end of the 1st quarter. Not a lot of scoring. It's been a defensive battle so far, but it's Pierce County coming out strong in the beginning. McGatha, Sloan, 2 of the stars of this high-powered offense. And the Bears in their 1st quarter on top. We're back with more after this.
Well, we've got a quick break in the action. Did you know that the same area of just one football field can contain up to 95 termite colonies? That's why you need Breda Pest Management to defend your home. Breda, the official pest control of high school football.
Only in Cartersville, Bartow. 3 Smithsonian-affiliated museums, Barnsley Resort, and an authentic downtown full of unique restaurants and shops. The perfect destination for a memorable staycation, only in Cartersville, Bartow.
Half of the nation's opioid overdoses happen right at home because people don't understand the dangers of taking an oxy or perk with a glass of alcohol for stress or to sleep. Learn how to protect your family from opioid overdose at opioidresponse.info.
Let me know if I can help you with anything. Just looking. I only buy local and sustainable, so...
Oh, well that shirt's not local. You should be wearing cotton. Georgia's a major supplier of cotton worldwide, so if you'd like to buy local to support Georgia, buying cotton's a great place to start. It's renewable and sustainable, naturally.
Thanks.
And that's a polyester fiber made of oil.
By the way, where's your dressing room?
this is my family. Everyone on my team knows that we're going to fight, we're going to be relentless, we're going to be aggressive, and we're going to be determined to get a great result. Mabra Law.
Welcome back to downtown Atlanta. 1 quarter in the books of this Class 2A championship. Larry Smith, Sam Crenshaw here for the call. Let's go down to Cody Chavins with more.
Yeah, although you've got Rockmart in Northwest Georgia and Blackshear in Southeast Georgia, a lot of similarities, especially between the coaches. As you've mentioned, both are sons of coaches. Biff Parsons' dad, Ronnie, coached for 36 years at Banks County, notably, and Ryan Herring's dad, Bob, he won 5 state titles in Alabama and Mississippi, also coached at Newton High School here in Georgia. And then get this, both married women who are from where they're coaching now. So Parsons' wife, Anna, grew up in Rockmart, and then Coach Herring's wife, Maggie, grew up in Blackshear. So a lot of similarities between these two programs.
Absolutely. Coach Parsons even said that his mother-in-law, he considers her calls her the mayor of Rockmart.
Mayor of Rockmart.
Former teacher. Everybody knows who she is.
That's fantastic, though. When you talk about family, you talk about those communities that they're in, you get there and you just dig in and do great work.
That's right. And doing some great things on the field. That's Thompson keeping himself, and he's improvising, and he's got some speed. Past midfield and more. He's to the 20, trying to get to the end zone. Touchdown! Killian Thompson. 63 yards. And this is the part, Sam, the coach talked about. He said, I tell him all the time to trust your feet, and he did on this play.
Absolutely. He's got the keys to the car to do those type things, and he makes that reversible field and just runs away from everybody. What a play to get the Yellow Jackets on the board in the state championship game.
Big play by Thompson. Again, he took over in week 3. Now to tie the game, Jose Alaria is in. 4th year as the place kicker for this Yellow Jacket team. It's up and in. 65 of 74 is Alaria on extra point attempts. And Sam, a good look here at Thompson. We've talked about again where he took over. As we look at this touchdown one more time, week 3, they lose to Dalton 21-14. The quarterback, he's been the quarterback past 2 years. J.D. Davis gets injured. They put Thompson in. He played so well when he came back. They moved Davis to running back. And again, keep in mind, they had not lost a game since he became their starting quarterback.
Tip of the cap to both of those players. First of all, for Thompson for making the most of his opportunity, but for Davis being what every coach wants. A guy who says, you know what, just coach, get me on the field.
Our scoring drive brought to you by the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. You see the numbers right there. 2 plays, 64 yards. The one play that was just a 1-yard gain before we switched fields at the end of the first quarter, and then the first play of the second quarter, it's Killian Thompson right there.
It's getting a little eye flush there.
Yep.
When you dive in here, some of the pellets pop up in your eyes.
Yeah, that's right.
Get it cleaned away.
That's the other side of this. Into the end zone, and there's a flag down. Nigel Brown, they're on the reception. We'll see about this flag. Usually in this area, this is not good. 8-yard return, as again, he wound up taking that in right in the end zone.
We look at 9, Zaire McCrary. He was down the field to make that big hit on the kicking team. Big special teams play.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the receiving team. Penalties half the distance. First down.
Yeah, usually a flag in that area on a return. Let's see if we can see it here. And there it is.
Yeah, push.
That was easy to call.
Right in front of the white hat.
Yep. Right there. He said that's a big hit. Like you said, by number 9. Whew.
But now the Bears go back to work on offense, and look at where they're starting.
Back at the 4. So, boy, momentum shifts. We know how big this can be, Sam. First quarter was all Pierce County. Rockmart trying to make a statement. When you get a big score, everyone's into it. Now let's see how the defense responds. And we've got a question. Not sure what the delay is. We talked about Rockmart and what they've done. Pierce County coming in 13-1 overall. 8-1 at home. They didn't have a neutral win during the season. Coach Herring said their big pivotal game was they lost against Appling County. And he said that was one that he called them the best looking team in 2A. Lost on a field goal, no time left, but he said, I saw in their heart and told them we have a chance to do something special. See if we can get an explanation here.
I think it's something that has to do with the kickoff and where the ball landed. If it was in the end zone, then it would be a touchback.
Well, that's when he brought it out. So what he's saying is it should be at the 20. So we get David's mic here.
We got Dave Reynolds. Come on in.
Yeah, if we can, hey, David's going to give us an explanation. You're here in the booth with us. Our rules expert.
We want to bring him in. Yeah, he's clearly in the end zone.
So what Coach Herring is saying, that it should be out first down at the 20 since he caught it in the end zone.
And he's clearly in the end zone.
Ruling on the field, the runner caught the ball in the field of play. Even though he had a foot in the end zone, the ball remains live.
Okay, so now Dave Reynolds, let's get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so a major difference between high school and college is a kickoff into the end zone in college you can return out. In high school, you cannot. And it's where the ball is touched, not necessarily where the feet are. So good explanation there by Thomas Graham that the ball was touched, possessed in the field of play. Then he took it into the end zone and back out. So replay was trying to clear and confirm what the rule on the field was right there. So a slight delay in action.
Yeah, and he did jump up. He was in the air when he caught the ball, to be fair.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, we have replay again. If you just now joining us for the first time at these GHSA championships, we recall the incident last year. We won't talk about too much until tomorrow.
Yes. Since we were both there for that one.
We were both there.
Yes, we were.
We went viral for an afternoon, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Oh, my goodness.
Meanwhile, Caden McGatha, sorry about that. His brother is Cole. It's his center. 16 yards there on the pickup, and a nice answer for the Bears on that first down play to their first play from scrimmage here in the second quarter. And there's Cole, big brother, number 56. And there's little brother Caden right behind him. Caden McGatha again, he's got a seam. Nice job there, good blocking. Nice vision by this young man. Averages 132 yards per game on the ground, McGatha.
Yep, he has been the engine that has really pulled this offensive unit all season long. He's a key reason why they're here, and he really gets it all done. It's great to see him play today and go to work and do what he does best. It slowly got into it, and now, you see him get the ball, take the snap. He's got somewhere he's headed in mind. It's a second down play.
11 carries, 46 yards for McGatha. 4 of them there. Kicks his own number again in the backfield. No. Still on his feet, finally driven out of bounds. And we'll bring up third down from Pierce County. And Turner's helmet comes off again. It's twice.
Turner leads a host of white jerseys. Right here, he's going to drive him back with or without the helmet.
Helmet off defense. Please set the play clock. 40 seconds.
By the way, big Samuel Brown was the nose tackle who fought his way in. Thought he had McGatha, but he escaped him. And the rule is, helmet came off. He's got to go off to the sideline, come off the field of play for one play.
Here we are, third down. And one of the things that Coach Herring said, he wants his team to stay on schedule, on offense. There's a big third down play.
Another big defensive opportunity here for Rockmart. Trying to get the ball back. McGatha. And looks like he's got the first down.
Yep.
And they're moving the sticks.
Sticks are moving. did what was needed, and the drive continues. Takes the left side, good blocking on that side. Colson Gambrell, 52.
You talked about in the open, the game he had last week in the semifinals, 328 yards and 5 touchdowns to key that win.
That's amazing on the ground. You have your quarterback to do that for you. That's simply incredible.
1st and 10, Pierce County. McGatha again. He's a workhorse, and he is hit hard by big number 54, Samuel Brown. Hello.
54 saying hello. Coming over my way, I'm going to put a hit on you. Big hit that time. Watch for 54. Shakes off the block. He's there to make the big stop.
Nate Davis there as well, the sophomore, and what a season he's had. 106 tackles. That's a big part of that. So no gain on the first down run. Class 2A state championship on the line. Caden McGatha, this time trying the right side. Oh, and what a tackle. Great job there by J.J. Stocks, number 19.
Stocks is there, Turner's there. He goes right side. 26, that's the guy that turns him up there. We talked about Turner all game long, doing great things on the offensive side, bringing some big hits on the defensive side of the ball for Rockmart. That's a good look at him right there.
Good look at him. 2-time state champion wrestler who go for the three-peat this winter. This guy knows something about strength and angles and leverage.
Well, Rockmart's won the state wrestling championship 2 out of the last 3 years.
Outstanding program there. 7th play of the drive, 3rd and 5. Fakes the run, wants to throw, nothing there. McGatha trying to get to the first down, but he is stopped. Look who's there again, Turner. And that'll bring up 4th down. What a play, what a defensive series by Najee Turner for this Yellow Jackets team.
Man, fantastic. Along with that, just all of those linebackers doing great things, because you got McGatha and you got to figure out what he's going to do. You thought he's getting ready to throw. Is he going to run it? And here he is. There's 6, comes back up and makes the big stop. Brings up 4th down. Larry, we're going for it here.
In their own territory. Boy, this is big. Count the white shirts.
Timeout. Pierce County.
Pierce County takes the timeout. Shot clock will make that play clock winding down to 0 there, and so Ryan Herring wants to talk about it. First time out of the game. We'll take one as well. We've got a good one here, as we thought we would. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Tied up, 4th down play coming up.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Cigna Healthcare. Cigna Healthcare is a proud partner of Georgia Public Broadcasting and Football Fridays. Cigna Healthcare's mission is to improve the health and vitality of those we serve. Visit Cigna.com to learn how you can support your physical and emotional well-being. DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign is all about Georgians standing together for substance misuse prevention. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. Learn more about healthy alternatives and living a drug-free lifestyle at garedribbon.org.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Georgia. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the GHSA.
I don't know about the TV, but the burgers are ready. Yeah. Ooh, burgers. Right.
Getting ready for a fourth down play here in this Class 2A championship. Let's go down to Cody and talk more about this play up front.
Yeah, Ryan Herring, the head coach at Pierce County, he told us he feels like the offensive line's one of the strengths of his team, despite not being that big. He said the biggest guy is only like 220 pounds, but you got multi-year starters at left tackle, left guard, right tackle. The only first-year starter is Cole McGatha, who is a senior. So we'll see if they can bear down here, pun intended, and get the first down.
I see what you did there.
Nice.
Nice.
You know, one thing Coach Herring talked about this team compared to the team that won it all in 2020. He said that team was more talented. This team has really had to grind it out and really find themselves and find a way, and they've carved out their own identity.
Pierce County already 1 for 1 on fourth downs. They scored the touchdown from the 1 on their other fourth down attempt. McGatha, 15 carries, 57 yards, 4th and 1 here. Calls his own number and gets the first down and more, still on his feet. Davis brings him down, close to midfield. First down Bears, and what a nice play call there to put the ball in McGatha's hands.
Fourth down plays we're going to go for. You're not going to put the ball back in the hands of that Rockmart offense. And the guy's going to get it for you right there, McGatha, number 7.
Oh, great block right there as well to free him for more yards. Wade DiBiase, the senior.
Like I said, he's still hitting everything to move.
Yeah, he is.
Offense or defense, he's finding something to hit, right?
Ryan Herring has mentioned that won the 2020 title. He won an NCAA Division II championship as a player with North Alabama, won a high school championship, playing under his dad in Alabama. Play up top, and it's too long. Trying to reach his receiver there, Eli Smith, number 6.
Pass just a little too long for him.
That was the 9th play of the drive. All of them running plays before that one. All of them McGatha running plays before that one.
But you can see how this team can do a lot through the air because they're so proficient running the ball.
Yeah, they run, lull you to sleep, and then they try to go deep, which they did earlier to the pass play to Sloan to set up the first touchdown. Only touchdown they've scored. McGatha, he's out, it appears, as a first down. He's got up 20 carries before the end of the half here.
Hey, it's the last game of the year. It's game 15. If he's got to carry 30 times, it's fair today, right?
That's right.
That's it.
So they mark him out at the 42. So they'll bring up 3rd down and 1, 9 yards there on that pickup. We talked about Connor Sloan, number 5. Another good block by him there. They're down on 3rd downs. Rockmart 0-2. Pierce County trying to make it 2 out of 5 right here. Just joining us, Pierce County scored first. Rockmart, an equaling touchdown, first play of this second quarter. McGatha, wide open. Forget about it. Touchdown, Pierce County, 42 yards. And McGatha, if you thought he had a big game last week, he's putting it together right now. Already 122 yards on the ground, Sam, and his second touchdown.
Watch it open up there. He runs right behind Big Brother, and things open up, and he takes it all the way to the house.
You know, he's got deceptive speed. The coach didn't say that he was a speedster.
No. But he gets out in the open. He knows how to finish.
Yeah. Stevenson on the kick, the sophomore. Puts that through. And Pierce County goes back on top here in this second game of the day. 2 more to come after this. Another day of competition tomorrow here in downtown Atlanta. First ever meeting between these two schools, Pierce County and Rockmart. Scoring drive brought to you by the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. 11 plays, 96 yards. Remember this started with the kickoff, and the controversy wasn't in the end zone or not.
Right.
The penalty actually put it at the 4-yard line. They went 96 yards and 6:43 to get that score.
Just
impressive drive.
Impressive and methodical.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a look at it and the numbers. Covered a lot of real estate, run a lot of the clock.
Talked about Pierce County and their lone loss. Again, was at Appling, or at home to Appling County on that field goal. And they've reeled off 8 straight wins since then. Pummeled Fitzgerald 35-7 last week in the semifinals to get here. As we talked about trying to win their second title in the past 4 years. Stevenson on the kick. Evans and Brown are deep. And make that Taji Gary, number 4, with a short return for the Yellow Jackets. It's quieting down here after that. Rockmart's crowd.
Here's what Thompson's done so far.
Yeah, respect. You know, they've moved the ball, just not enough. And of course, the big play had the 63-yard touchdown run to start this quarter, which seemed like a long time ago. Was took them more than half the quarter for the Bears on that long drive. Let's see now if the Yellow Jackets can answer. Nice job by Turner to avoid the possible tackle. Still on his feet. Helmet comes off again. Meaning to tighten that chin strap. That's the 3rd time in this half.
Yeah. That helmet has come off. Here he is. They have a little inside sweep. Gets around one defender. Gets away from those defenders, but he won't get away from all of them. Campbell Strickland at number 12 stopped it. And that was TFL.
Right. 1-yard loss. Strickland coming in, 14 tackles for loss, and he adds to that total there for the Pierce County defense. Gary in motion. Thompson looking deep. He's got a man there. And they're going to call it on Joe Drew. Being up Tristan Anderson, we've talked about. 1,000-yard receiver this season for Rockmart. Here's one more look at it.
He has been the favorite target for Thompson. And then you see some hands being held, holding up a bit, number 8. And that draws the flag. Anderson, as you mentioned, over 1,000 yards receiving and 12 touchdown catches this season.
We talked about Joe Drew right there. Didn't play football last year, skipped football. Coach joked, he said, you know, I think he thought he was going to the NBA. And maybe he realizes that's not the case yet, so he came back and he's been a big part of this revamped secondary for the Bears.
That is much improved.
And no seniors back there. So this is a unit that will be back next year. Good defense there by Sloan. Davis gets out of it. He's got some room around the side and gets back. Still will be a loss, but boy, that could have been a huge loss. Gained some yards back, losing only 3 instead of what could have been 10.
Yeah, really. Davis had started out one side, and big number 5, Carson Sloan, was there, and he had to really struggle to get away from him. Sloan read it right, just couldn't hang on to him.
Great job by Davis. We talked about he began the season as the starting quarterback. In fact, he was the starter for the past couple of years. After that, moved to running back, 745 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns since then.
Coaches love having players like that on their team.
Particularly the rushing yards here. Rockmart doing well. Pierce County even better. Coming up on 4.5 minutes until halftime. Thompson keeps it. He's got room. First down, midfield, and more. Thompson gets out of bounds to stop the clock. And the Yellow Jackets will have their first snap from Pierce County territory. Watch this hold.
And watch 15. Leon Thompson right there, goes right past DiBiase. He didn't hit anybody that time. It's swing and a miss. And a great run afterwards by Thompson.
23 yards for Thompson. Had the 63-yarder earlier for the score. 72 yards total in the game for him, and a timeout on the field. We talked about this Rockmart team. Let's take a look at their team resume, brought to you by DBHDD. Win by learning about safe usage of prescription opioids. The Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. 7 straight region championships. And we talked about, again, their only state championship back in 1950. And you look at Biff Parson and what he has done for a guy that had only won 10 games at his last stop, Banks County. What a job he has done making his mark in school history.
He also talks a lot about how he really prepared things when he got there, whatever he needed. But it seemed the school and the administration was able to provide for them. And we talk about both of these schools, all of the schools that are here this week. They have administrations that have really supported the efforts of athletics, academics and athletics, and that's how these teams get here. But you talk about they got there, they improved the weight room, they improved just the facilities overall, and it's paid off. The team has come out there and played and performed very well, and here they are here in the state championship game.
And he talked about his staff also coaching the younger, not just the JV, but even the middle school, which is right next to the high school. They go coach those middle school teams, and those middle schoolers, back when these current seniors were in middle school, 22 seniors on this roster, they were winning games back then by 50 points. So they really know this scheme, not just in high school, but really even going back to their years before getting to high school.
They hear those same voices. They hear the same voices.
Same philosophy, exactly. Davis there on the carry, but going nowhere. Dixon Morris on the stop for Pierce County.
Morris has been a big player on defense this time. He's had 28 tackles for loss this season.
Yeah. Talked about Morris, Coach Herring. So he's hard-nosed kids. He does a lot of the same things as Carson Sloan. That's high praise. Under 4 minutes to go, 2nd and 11 now for Rockmart, trying to equal the score again. Thompson, complete, or is it? It is. Ja Evans on the catch, but a quick stick there, and 3rd down coming up.
Yep, Joe Drew there made sure this time it was going no further. It's a quick toss out there in the catch, but he was right there for the hit. No yards after the catch that time.
And it's Drew trying to make up for the penalty with a nice play there defensively.
It's a big 3rd down play here.
3rd and 6. Halftime show coming up here on GPB. Thompson on the roll downfield, and he can't get him. Trying to get the ball to Turner. And about the 30-yard line, about the 20-yard line that is. It brings up 4th down. And the punt team will come out.
Had a receiver out there, just threw it a little far and away. Got a hand on it, just couldn't haul it in.
Alaria, the senior, now on to kick. Nobody back to receive for Pierce County. Alaria, it's unusual. They'll just let it roll and roll and roll. Down to the 1-foot line. How about that?
Man.
Well, we got a flag on the field back at the 43-yard line. And Davis says a legal formation. Okay.
Illegal formation by the kicking team. 2 players lined up in the backfield. 5 yards from the previous spot. Replay 4th down.
Oh, boy. So a perfect punt. Let's see if we can see here. Let's take a look at that replay of that and see what he's talking about here. By the way, that's Rockmart's first penalty. David, can you explain what we're seeing on that one?
Yeah, again, the rule in high school is you cannot have more than 4 people in the backfield. And that last punt play, there was 5 in the backfield. You couldn't see from the end zone angle on that replay, but there's 5 in the backfield.
Pierce County got smart this time. They had Sloan back there to make sure nothing got beyond him at the 10. That ball rose dead at about the 12-yard line. So 34 yards. Thank you, David. 34 yards on that punt by Alaria. And sets up 1st and 10 for Pierce County from their own 12 with 2:36 to go until halftime.
Bears got the ball back and got some time here with 2:36 to go until halftime. Curious to see what they do, if they're going to come out and just run it, or will we get to see Caden McGath come out and take to the air just a bit.
Obviously, they want to try and get into the end zone. If they don't, the kicker again, the sophomore Garrett Stevenson. Coach says he can hit from 47 if it's in the middle of the field, but if you get to either hash mark, they got to get down and really sit inside the 25. His distance really shrinks after that. So let's keep that in mind as we watch this final 2:36 here in the first half. Caden McGath, already 2 rushing touchdowns, runs into a block in his own man, and nothing going there on first down. Great swarming defense by the Yellow Jackets.
Yep, 22, Brent Washington, a guy leading the charge that time to make the stop. That's a little TFL, tackle for loss.
By the way, 20 carries already for McGath. 121 yards on the ground.
Still got 2 minutes to go till halftime.
I don't know if he has an NIL deal, but he's getting his money worth. He never's worked on his name, image, likeness. He's a junior, not too late to get on that train. 2nd down, McGath again. This time he finds a seam. Can't get any further as it's Gray on the stop. That brings up 3rd down for Pierce County. Clock continues to roll.
Yeah, that young man has been working his first half, and we got a timeout right now.
Timeout, Rockmart. Their first timeout.
Smart move, trying to save this clock and try to get something back on the board. Let's go down to Cody Chaffins for more. Cody.
Talking about Caden McGath and the load that he carries for this team. Last week in the semis against Fitzgerald, he ran or passed on 53 of the 55 snaps. Now, one of the snaps he missed is because he had to run off the field, and I'll just say he lost his pregame meal. He only missed 1 snap, and coach sent him right back into the game. I can tell you on the sidelines today, he might have lost his pregame meal again. Maybe it's a good thing. He was getting some compressed air after that last drive. They have air in a can on the sidelines. He was sucking that air because he has been carrying the load. 21 carries now for McGath so far.
Just crazy. By the way, this Bears offense, over 3,000 rushing yards, 42 touchdowns on the season. So they love the ground game. And it's served them well, Sam. Of their 13 wins this season, 12 have been by 21 points or more. So not a lot of close games for them this year.
Yep, not at all, not at all.
3rd and 5 now. That's number 5, Sloan in the backfield with McGath. The tight end lining up. And a good defensive effort here by Rockmart again on 3rd down. Reese Owens, number 31, in on that tackle.
Timeout, Rockmart.
And Rockmart stops the
Their
clock
second
again.
timeout.
They'll have 1 more timeout left as they'll get the ball back with some time on the clock.
They will get the ball back with some time. There's 1:30. Once again, a great stop right there that time by Reese Owens.
We looked at the Rockmart resume a moment ago. Let's take a look at Pierce County's team resume. Brought to you by the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. Win by learning about safe usage of prescription opioids. We talked about again, they won the championship in dramatic overtime fashion back in 2020. They won 5 of the last 6 region championships. And look at that 4th line there, Sam. 11 wins or more 6 years in a row. That's impressive. That's a high level of success.
Very much, very much. They are used to being in a position of winning. Here they are back in the state championship game. Just an impressive program from down at Blackshear.
And they are well represented here. Came in last night, the team did. By the way, the McGathas, Caden McGathy in on every play, 22 rushes, 3 passes, 25 plays on offense for them. And we've got a flag. That's not good. 34-yard punt by Sloan.
Yep.
And a late hitter, looks like.
Tristan Anderson called for the fair catch, made the fair catch, and there was just a bit of contact. And the flag goes up. You heard the crowd react to it.
Another look at it.
Disregard the flag. There is no foul.
Hey, we're going to pick that one up, put it in our back pocket, and move on.
So 1:24 to go. Rockmart trying to tie this up before halftime. 11-game win streak on the line at a state championship as well for Coach Parson and his Yellow Jackets. 1st and 10 at their own 48. Thompson going up top. He's got a couple of receivers. If they turn the wrong way, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Boy.
Thompson takes a hit and he's still down. Boy, he took a hit as he released the football.
And we hope that's not serious.
And the timeout has been called here.
Officials timeout for an injury.
Yep.
They both turned left and he threw right. Here's one more look at the contact. Let's
watch for
take a look
12
at
in
this.
blue. Coming in with a
Oh.
hit. Big hit there by Campbell Strickland.
Campbell Strickland.
Now we got a number of people coming out to look in on Thompson.
We've got Davis warming up over here, the former quarterback, taking some snaps on the sidelines, getting ready to come into the game. As they tend to Callian Thompson, and again, what a job he has done. Coach just talked about just a high football IQ. And this 11-game win streak has all been with him as a starting quarterback.
He got him sitting up here.
We hope he just got the wind knocked out of him and nothing more serious. Cheers from the Rockmart crowd coming down from Northwest Georgia. Sam, we talked about all the powerful football programs in that up in that area, and that all on that corridor.
Yep, that little corridor, I guess, between I-20 and I-75 going west. There he is back up on his feet.
Good to see.
I mean, starting from down around Carroll County, and you move on up through Rockmart, Cedartown, Dalton. You go into Bartow County, Cartersville. You know what you're getting there. Cass has come on and become a very strong program.
Yep.
Rome, Calhoun. I mean, my goodness. And Calhoun did not make the playoffs this year. I mean, didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's a rarity.
Yeah, yeah. So Davis in at quarterback now for Rockmart, and an incomplete pass. Takes his own number. He's got a seam up the middle. First down and more before he's brought down by Sloan. Rockmart on the move.
So here's a guy that started your season as your quarterback. He's been running. And he can give you more of what you're getting out of Pierce County's quarterback. Actually, Rex snap to this guy and just takes off.
14 yards, high snap on first down. Corrals that, tries getting around the side. Sloan is there, but we've got a flag. A couple of flags coming in. And
Carson Sloan in on the stop that time.
Sloan is everywhere. They're sorting this out. 58 seconds to go in the second quarter. Rockmart trying to get the score here and tie it up. Let's get the call.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. The penalty is from the previous spot, 15 yards, first down.
That's a face mask that we didn't see.
And right
there it is, right there.
Sloan, yep.
Inadvertent.
Yeah, but Grabbed it nonetheless, and he did release it right away. He didn't pull and take an advantage, but you still can't grab it. So
look at what this does for position.
Sure.
And look at who's back at quarterback.
Yeah. 2 plays out. Thompson's got his wind back in him, and he's back in. Happy to see that for Rockmart. 58 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the 23. Thompson, and they're going to blow it dead. Some movement up front. Let's see who moved first.
False start. Offense. 5 yards. Remains first down.
Rockmart will step back 5 yards. 1st and 15 from there. They began the quarter with a 63-yard touchdown run by Thompson. Can they end the quarter with a touchdown? You see the penalties there?
Kason Woods, 59 up front. Guilty of moving. He's your center.
Man in motion is Davis. Thompson going into the end zone. Rockmart crowd wanted a penalty. And nothing doing. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Anderson was simply there. Right now he's getting to know Joe Drew very well.
They might text each other at halftime.
They just made.
Hey, what are you doing?
No, I don't know. What are you doing? And he couldn't get past him that time.
He realized he had him. Yeah. That's twice in this drive we've seen the disconnect between quarterback and receivers. They try to work some things out here in this championship game. And they're out of sync again here. That's going to be 5 yards again. Looks like probably against Rockmart.
False start. Offense. 5 yards to previous spot. Remains 2nd down.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets going in the wrong direction here. McCrary.
Yeah.
Getting a little excited. Second and 20. In case you're wondering, their kicker, Jose Alaria, has hit from 47 this season. Doesn't get many chances, only 7 of 11, but he does have the distance. Thompson to throw again to Turner. 20 and more. Helmet comes off, pulled off, face mask. That's no question.
Wow.
And this time it wasn't his. His helmet comes off easily. Still got to work on a chin strap, but still.
Do something to strap that helmet on. But anyway, we talked about Turner and how they like to get him out into space, and this is why. The moves here, and just reaching that. Jai Evans just reached up there, and helmet comes off.
Personal foul. Face mask by the defense. Penalty is half the distance. Will be a 1st down. The runner may stay into the game because his helmet come off due to a foul.
So that's the difference. If you shoot to the foul, you get to stay in the game. But look at where the ball is now. You got 47 seconds still until halftime. Boy, Coach Ryan Herring could not be pleased with this.
No. $18 yards on the pickup on the pass play. And a lot of time left, 47 seconds, and you have a timeout still in your pocket. Man in motion, into the end zone, touchdown! To Tristan Anderson. 7 yards, and Rockmart is a kick away from tying this game before halftime.
This possession has had a little bit of everything, Larry. You had your starting quarterback knocked out of the game. He comes back, completes this pass. Some penalties helped them get there, but here they are now, extra point away from tying it up.
Yeah, what a drive, what an answer here by Rockmart to close out this first half. Alaria on the kick, and that's up and in. How about Tristan Anderson, that young man right there? 13th touchdown catch of the season. He averages 17 yards per catch. So he puts the Yellow Jackets back on the board again. So we talked about the bookend touchdowns in this quarter for Rockmart.
Absolutely, but you know what? Let's go back to what really got him in this position. under 2 minutes to play, and the defense comes up and gets them the ball back.
Yeah.
You know, that is huge. The defensive effort for Rock Martin, they get the ball back, and then they put points on the board here.
Scoring drive brought to you by the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. 5 plays, 48 yards. Sam only 42 seconds to get that done. But you mentioned back-to-back stops on that second and third down play. They called the 2 timeouts to preserve the clock, and then the offense takes over from there. And a gritty effort by that young man, Callian Thompson, to come back. It looked like the wind knocked out of him, comes out 2 plays, steps up, and delivers not 1, but 2 key passes, including the scoring. And that's Drew. On the return. 36 seconds to go. Let's see what Pierce County has. Remember, Pierce County deferred. They won the toss and deferred, so they'll get the ball first to start the second half. You see his numbers right there, what he's done. Impressive afternoon already in just less than 24 minutes of play.
22 carries. My goodness.
And again, 25 offensive plays by Pierce County. He's been a part of every single one of them. First and 10 from the 23. Class 2A championship. We said it'd be a thriller. It has been so far. McGatha spins out of 1 tackle, still on his feet, gets down over the 30. Clock is still running. And
see if we call one. We may have seen our last play of the half.
That may be it, yeah. It doesn't seem like they're in any kind of hurry to do anything. Again, they do get the ball back to start the second half. And that will be the final play. What a first half this has been.
Great first half.
Oh, my goodness. Folks, stick around. We thought it would be an offensive show. Instead, it has been both defenses showing up big in this one. Pierce County and Rockmart tied at 14 this Class A championship, as we've talked about. Again, 2 very proud programs meeting here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And Cody Chaffins is with Coach Parson. Cody.
Coach, talk about that final sequence. The defense gives you a short field, and the offense cashes it in. How big was that?
Yeah, being able to give them a chance to, our defense making them punt, giving us an opportunity to use our 2-minute drill right there. Obviously, that's something we work on every day. They executed it well.
No secret what they're doing on offense. It's a lot of quarterback run. How do you slow him down?
It's hard. It really is. They're very good at what they do. We just got to win the physicality piece in the trenches this second half.
All right, good luck, Coach. Thank you. Larry, back to you.
All right, Cody, thanks so much. What a first half it has been here. 2 proud teams, 2 outstanding quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks. How about the play of that young man? Callian Thompson and that young man, Caden McGatha, carrying their team both to a couple of touchdowns here. The big play at the end, Thompson to Anderson. It's halftime.
Only in Cartersville, Bartow. 3 Smithsonian-affiliated museums, Barnsley Resort, and an authentic downtown full of unique restaurants and shops. The perfect destination for a memorable staycation, only in Cartersville, Bartow.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign is all about Georgians standing together for substance misuse prevention. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. Learn more about healthy alternatives and living a drug-free lifestyle at garedribbon.org.
Kennesaw State University.
at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Let's go.
Jackson EMC and 33 other participating Georgia Electric membership cooperatives congratulate Decula High School on winning the GHSA Cooperative Spirit Sportsmanship Award. This award honors schools that exhibit exemplary sportsmanship during competitive events. Only one school in each region, in each classification, is chosen to receive this annual award. The GHSA takes into consideration all aspects of sportsmanship, making the award a tribute to the entire community.
Jackson EMC is proud to present the Cooperative Spirit Sportsmanship Award to Decula High School in Gwinnett County. Decula student athletes, coaches, and fans have demonstrated integrity, respect, and honesty in competition, in the classroom, and in the community. At Jackson EMC, we love supporting the communities where we live and work.
Introduced in 2006, this award reinforces the GHSA's philosophy that everyone associated with high school activities, from athletes to spectators, should adhere to the fundamental values it represents.
We want to win championships, we want to celebrate the success on the field, but we know that if you do that at the expense of off the field, that it's not worth it. And we want our athletes to leave here better people.
First and foremost, competitors, but more than anything, you know, we're people. You know, and we want to do all we can to raise each other up, and that's kind of how we do it.
Georgia's EMCs and the 34 participating Georgia Electric membership cooperatives are proud to sponsor the Cooperative Spirit Sportsmanship Award. Congratulations to the Decula High School community.
Hey everyone, welcome into the Football Fridays in Georgia halftime show presented by Regions. Get back in the game with Regions Bank. That's John Nelson. I'm Hannah Gooden. We are live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the 2023 Girls and Boys GHSA Football Championships. We are at the half of the 2A boys matchup between Rockmart and Pierce County. And John, just when we think this is going to be an offensive battle, it's the opposite of that. Let's get you caught up on what's happened on the Georgia's EMC scoreboard. Georgia's EMC is so much more than electricity.
No shock that this is tied at 14 at the break. You know, when you have two teams with the talent that is on display here in AA Region 3 going up against Region 7. You figured this might have been played in a phone booth at times, the way that Pierce County likes to work. You know, when you've got fantastic quarterback play and running play. Literally, for Pierce County, we're going to line up, we're going to hit you, you've got to try and stop us. And then when you have Callian Thompson at quarterback who will tuck and run, and then the heavy hit that he took in the second quarter comes back on the board and orchestrates that final score to tie it up at 14. But once again, you got Magatha and Thompson going at it. Great mano-a-mano battle here in the first half. No shock that we're tied at 14.
Team's first meeting.
Great showing by both of these squads. Great showing by the Towns here as well.
Yes, and it's the team's first meeting. Rockmart chasing after that first title since 1950. Pierce County won it just a few years ago. So that's the talent happening right now. What about the stars that have been showing out all season long? It's time to highlight some of those on Make That Kid an Offer.
Make that kid an offer.
This week we start with Jackson County senior wide receiver and cornerback Elijah Ling. He's averaging over 24 yards per catch on offense this season and already has 20 tackles, 1 interception, and 4 pass breakups on defense. He also shines on special teams. What can't this kid do? His nickname is White Lightning because he's so fast. He's still looking for his first D1 offer, so y'all know what to do. Next up is Warner Robins senior offensive lineman Nick Reeves. He can play anywhere on the line if needed and was named second team all-region. He also played in the Georgia Elite Classic game. He's a captain on the wrestling team and a scholar athlete with a 3.9 GPA. Someone make him an offer. Last up is Burke County senior middle linebacker and tight end Brandon Lively. He's a 4-year starter and captain and had 113 tackles his junior season. He has a couple offers, but definitely deserves more. Hopefully hopefully some of those players will start getting offers rolling in, and we will have you covered for the early signing day. We have a special Wednesday, December 20th at 8 o'clock. That will be with John and Matt, streaming live on all of our GPB sports platforms there, including the website, gpb.org/sports, Facebook, Twitter. We are everywhere, and John, really looking forward to that one.
No doubt about it. And this will begin where things continue to go from there. All of the signings here, all of the portaling that goes to January 4th, and then February. So it's the trickle-down effect that starts next week.
Awesome. We got to take a quick break, but coming up next, we will have the You Save It Pharmacy Georgia Player Spotlight. See you in just a second.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Georgia's EMCs. So much more than electricity.
In lively towns and peaceful rural areas, Georgia's electric membership cooperatives are on a mission to provide a different kind of electricity. Our not-for-profit, member-owned EMCs are focused on making life better for members. At private residences, farms, and thriving businesses, we work for you. Generating safe, reliable, affordable electricity, giving back to local programs, serving our members to make life brighter. Georgia's EMCs, so much more than electricity.
The GHSA football playoffs and championships are brought to you by Alpha Insurance. We're more than just an insurance company. We're a part of your community.
What you doing? Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road. Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to be safe on every trip. Buckle up, Georgia.
Welcome back. It is time for the You Save It Pharmacy Georgia Player Spotlight, and today we are highlighting Commerce High School senior Ivy Tolbert. She's not only a star on the soccer field, but she's a part of the football program as well. Here's her story.
I can put her anywhere on that field and expect if she takes a shot, she's going to put it on frame, and there's a very good chance it's going in.
You know, she's an outstanding athlete, and then that's carried over into football. I think obviously when you have those talents, people are going to, you know, recognize you and respect you.
She's setting records kicking for the football team. Getting an education at Cornell will open so many doors for Ivy down the road.
Excellence is all I've ever aspired to have, and it's abnormal to other people, but it's just my life.
Ivy has scored 100 or more points as being a place kicker, and she is heading to Cornell to play soccer next season, so congratulations on all of your success, Ivy, and thank you to You Save It Pharmacy for another great spotlight. One more quick break. Coming up next, we will have a special guest to talk about some of the things we've been seeing all week here. Stick with us.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Regions Bank. Get back in the game with Regions Bank.
At Regions Bank, we're here to listen to your needs, and we'll customize a plan to help you reach your financial goals. Our service to Georgia goes beyond banking to creating more inclusive prosperity in our communities. From education to financial wellness to economic development, we're working to level the playing field so more people can succeed and our communities can thrive.
While we've got a quick break in the action, did you know that the same area of just one football field can contain up to 95 termite colonies? That's why you need Breda Pest Management to defend your home. Breda, the official pest control of high school football.
Kennesaw State University.
At TELUS Science Museum, the magic of discovery is larger than life. With tons of interactive exhibits and stunning visuals, come experience the magic of TELUS.
Over here.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt.
I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Welcome back to the Regions Halftime Show. If you're just now joining us, we are at the half of the 2A Boys Championship game between Pierce County and Rockmart. We are all tied at 14. That's John Nelson. I'm Hannah Gooden, and we have our flag football and video replay guru, Dave Reynolds, with us. Thanks so much for sitting in the chair.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, I want to start with flag football first, and then we will talk video replay. You've been covering the games all week. Southeast Bullock got their third state championship. Greenbrier won for their first. We have one more tomorrow. What's that been like to see that sport grow, and how much fun is it to call those games?
Yeah, if you would have told me that I would be doing this 5 years ago, I'd call you a liar. It's fantastic, and 2018 started with the Falcons, got involved in Gwinnett County, progressed from those 19 schools to now where we have over 253 schools across the state of Georgia playing flag football. So still more room for growth in the sport of flag football. We saw 62-0 yesterday. We saw Greenbrier finally get over the hump and win a state championship. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow, the 7A between Pope and Allatoona. So it's a great sport. So if you're not on board already, then hop on board.
What was it that folks are saying? It is the addiction I didn't know I had until I actually started watching. And so that's what we're getting with flag football. So let's transition from flag and talk about video review. Welcome to the era of video review here with the Georgia High School Association. What's some of the legwork that it has taken to get it to this point to where it is something here on championship weekend?
So it's awesome to have the technology available, not only with the GPB production staff, but also this amazing facility here. Started back in January, and we started trying to leg out some things and iron out some things. Talk to some people at the Division I college ranks that uses instant replay every single week. Talked to a little bit more in July about what the rules are going to look like. We started doing some training with the people who are currently upstairs working these ball games. Got the opportunity in the Cookie Kell to also do a little test run there. Out of those 4 games, we had 11 stoppages, official stoppages, about 34 seconds somewhere in there.
Nice.
With that. There's other unofficial help that we got from replay, as in the video review, that you didn't see, that we didn't see, they fixed on their own, no big deal. So you'll see some stoppages this week. Obviously, we are seeing a couple of them, no doubt. We'll also see some things that the crew does just kind of in the break of action and all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, the fans at home want it correct. The coaches at the house want it correct. The communities deserve that. So hats off to Georgia High School, Dr. Hines and his staff, Kevin Giddens, Jay Russell, for facilitating video review process.
For those who don't know, what are the rules for the coaches, and how would you grade how it's been implemented this week?
So there's always that learning moment, a learning curve, right? We saw one in the first half of this ball game where it's kind of, who's talking to who and who's doing what. The judgment piece of things, is that a hold? Is that a face mask? Replay is not going to get involved with that, okay? That's a judgment call. It's on the field piece. That's what it is. Like I said, the pass or fumble, catch, no catch, line to gain is achieved or not. We had that one last night. The goal line, obviously, being a very important line on the field. So those kind of objective pieces we'll target there with the review process.
All right, so a little less than 2-minute warning. So let's kind of work through all of this now. With video review, Georgia adds itself to that growing list of states that have video review. be the advocate for video review for me. For the states that don't have it on the national level, why should they? I know you've gotten into it, but why should they go ahead and take this step?
Yeah, so, again, we all want it correct. We all deserve it to be correct, and whatever that looks like, right, be correct, right? Like I said, the fans at home, the players, the athletes, the coaches, the officials also want it correct. And so if we have the actual video evidence of what the correct call is, let's just get it correct. And again, going back to the coaches, what's their piece, the coach's piece? They can challenge. We had a red flag thrown last night a couple times. Under 2 minutes, there are no coaches challenges, right? So the defense is driving. We don't want the offense is driving. We don't want the defense to get an unfair advantage there. But some pieces there. The coaches were told, hey, coaches, y'all just go coach this week. Let the officials officiate. We'll tell you what's reviewable or not. So if you want to challenge, you can challenge. But so far, I give it about a B-.
Okay.
Got some room to grow.
Nothing wrong with growth.
So we'll take it.
Not bad. That's what John was a B- student in school. So
what? He was worse than a B-. I don't know what John Nelson you're talking about.
Dave, thank you so much for being here. We will see you tomorrow morning. It's the Division III flag football game, Pope versus Allatoona, and that's basically equivalent to 7A.
Yeah.
So we will see you then. Thank you. And for those following along, we do have one more day. Follow us on social media at GPB Sports for all the latest news and updates here from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. John, what are you most looking forward to the rest of the day?
I'm looking to see the defenses step up. I mean, we've seen it great so far with these great defenses, and the two quarterbacks that we've seen run the football here in the first half of things. What are the adjustments? I know Cody is going to catch up with coaches coming up in just a sec with Coach Herring and find out what his adjustments are. How does Rockmart adjust to the Pierce County adjustment? That's what I want to find out.
How do they adjust to the adjustment?
Yeah, because that's it. It's like you make an adjustment, and you see that what's going on, then you adjust to the adjustments. It's like dynasties being dynastic. That's what we're talking about here. Groundbreaking television.
I'm going to go tell both coaches to make sure they
adjust to the adjustments.
Thank you so much for watching the Regions Halftime Show. For John Nelson, I'm Hannah Gooden. We will have more from Rockmart and Pierce County right after this.
What you doing? Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Back here to start the third quarter here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Tied at 14, this Class 2A championship game, Rockmart and Pierce County. And in fact, the Yellow Jackets, Sam Crenshaw, they have done something that only 4 other teams have done the entire season, and that is score 2 touchdowns or more on this Pierce County team, and it's only halftime.
Only halftime. They've done it. Of course, we saw great first half football. Great offensive plays, these quarterbacks working, but great defense, too. Some big licks going on. You want to see what happens in the second half of this game.
Absolutely. So by the way, we'll have scoring in just a moment, but we will tell you that right now, Rockmart, again, the 2 touchdowns, one to begin the second quarter, one to end the second quarter, as they are trying to win their 12th game in a row against Pierce County, trying to win their 9th in a row and their second championship. They won the other one in 2020 under their head coach, Ryan Herring. Let's take a look at these first half highlights right now for you, and this is how things started off. It was Pierce County and their star quarterback, Caden McGatha, going in from 1 yard out on a 4th down play.
He's showing you that's what he does. Impressive Brad, and he finished, but here comes Killian Thompson back the other way.
Outstanding for this Rockmart team. Again, they are 11-0 since he became the starter. First play of the second quarter, 63 yards of the house to tie it at 7, but the Bears would answer.
Not to be outdone. Here's McGatha saying, you give me a crease, you give me an opening, and I'm going to take it all the way.
McGatha, 180 yards total in this first half. Thompson, meanwhile, 154 yards total. This play going down the field in under a minute. The touchdown pass to Anderson, and that is where we stand right now. 14 all as we are 24 minutes in. Halftime stats brought to you by Breda Pest Management. Sam, what stands out in this for you?
Rockmart just seems to be a little more balanced as far as our offense. The numbers right now are kind of the same. More rushing yards out of Pierce County, mostly by McGath, who had 22 carries in the first half alone. He's going to pick up in the second half penalties there right before halftime. Big for Pierce County. It helped Rockmart get in scoring position.
Yeah, those couple of big face mask penalties, to your point, that really did help Rockmart. By the way, you see the Pierce County numbers of those plays, every single play running or passing involving their junior quarterback, McGatha. He is this offense with a lot of help around him, a lot of great players, as again, trying to get this championship here in downtown Atlanta. Second half is coming up here in just a moment. Again, we've talked about how it's the first time these two programs have met, Rockmart and Pierce County. Rockmart, 100th year of football. They began playing in 1923.
Wow, a long time ago. They're here playing for state championship today. Team's back on the field.
Yep, we talked to Rockmart coach Biff Parson earlier, and let's go back down to Cody Chafin for the other side.
Coach, your quarterback, Caden McGatha, 22 carries, 128 yards. How has he done? How's he holding up?
Oh, he's done fine. He hadn't got the yards I want him to have in the first half, but we got the second half. We just got to get him free a little more. We're that close on a lot of things, and we just got to edge some things up a little better. He's got to get out there and see it and hit it. We are what we are. You know what I mean? We are what we are. We're going to try to make it ugly, turn it to a fist fight, and hopefully we come out on top in the end.
I saw you break it down with the team. What was your message to them?
Well, in 2020, we were down 7-0 in the fourth quarter. And our kids didn't quit. We came back, found a way to win. Well, it's 14-14 now. So everything's even. We just got to go play. We got to go play, do what we do. We're going to give God glory whether we win or lose, but we got to go play.
All right, well, go, Coach. There you go, Ryan Herring, the head coach of Pierce County.
Okay, and again, Cody Chafin, thanks so much for that. The coach's interview, by the way, brought to you by Johnny's New York Style Pizza, your original neighborhood pizzeria. Once again, Pierce County won the toss and deferred, so they will get the ball first in the second half kickoff. Brought to you by Buckle Up Georgia. Seat belts save lives. A kick from Alaria is off, and that's Drew with the reception. Runs into his own man before he goes down at the 21-yard line. Smith was in his way there. Good return, and that's where the Bears will start their second half. 1st and 10 from there. Good look at McGath, and again, just a workhorse. Sam Crenshaw for this Pierce County offense.
22 carries, but like I said in the first half, it's the 15th game. It's the 15th game. It is the last game of the year.
You see his numbers right there. Again, 26 offensive plays for the Bears, and he was a part of every single one of them. Already 135 yards if you joined us too late. By the way, in the semifinals, he rushed for 328 yards and 5 touchdowns. So he's just getting warmed up. All right, 1st and 10. First play of the third quarter. McGatha calls his own number, goes right side where he meets a host of Yellow Jackets and gets stung right there. Short pickup, it'll be second down.
And as John Nelson mentioned at halftime, it's about adjustments, and we wait to see what adjustments take place for both teams, offensively and defensively.
Good look there at Coach Herring, sitting in the play with Nigel Brown. We talked about 100 years of Rockmart football. Pierce County began playing the game in 1981. And what a level of success they've seen under Coach Herring, trying to get his 60th win here in his 6th season and to get a second state title. 2nd and 6, McGatha left side. And he is met by Turner, the 2-time state wrestler champion. How about a takedown there? No mat underneath to save McGatha.
And the most impressive thing there is that his helmet stayed off.
That's right.
That helmet has been off so much in the first half of this game. Helmet stays on. Nice big hit right here to stop the forward progress.
Yeah, I'm only half kidding when I say this. I think that Turner lost his helmet more than Rockmart had penalties in the first half.
I think so.
And
I believe you're right.
I think so. Check that chin strap at halftime. Good-looking player. What an athlete, and what a job he has done for this defense and on both sides of the ball for Rockmart. 3rd and 5, another big defensive opportunity here for the Yellow Jackets. Quick toss out to Jones. Jones Heron, and he stopped short We have seen Pierce County go for 4th down earlier at their own 39-yard line. They're at their own 29, and you're 4th and 2. And it appears they're going to kick.
Looks like they thought about it for a moment.
Didn't they? Yeah. So he was slow to make that adjustment. Carson Sloan is your punter. Tristan Anderson is back along with Turner. Sloan gets it away. Taken there by Turner at the 39. He's got a little bit of room. And gets it out just past midfield. So let's go back to the start of our game, and the keys of the game brought to you by Breda Pest Management. Are they doing what they wanted to do?
At the top of the game, we talked about on offense, Rockmart need to be more proficient, and they've been able to do that in certain ways. Special teams, making them go 80 yards. The special teams have been able to do that in some situations for Rockmart. Pierce County wanted to limit the explosive plays. Sometimes they were able to do that, not all the time, but they were able to win some on 3rd down. That's very important for them as we go into the second half of this game.
Rockmart make them go 80 yards. The second touchdown drive was 96 yards, to your point, for Pierce County. By the way, in case you're keeping score at home, 32 yards on that punt, 14 yards on the return. 1st and 10, Thompson hands off. That's Davis, the former quarterback. Nice hit there by Nigel Brown for the Bears to keep him from turning the corner. Short pickup there on 1st down.
Let's look at Davis. Nice solid little hit there. Not making the contact there on Nigel Brown. End of that play.
We have seen some.
And Davis has come out of the game.
We tend to him. We'll say we've seen some fantastic football already. Still 2 more games tonight, 3 more tomorrow. 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8. Turner in motion. Thompson gets it away. It's short, incomplete. Trying to get that to McCrary.
Thompson had his receiver there. McCrary just rushed it. Ended up coming up short. Here's a 3rd down, a 3rd and long.
And we've talked about the defensive effort once again on the other side, to your point, for Pierce County, allowing only 8 points per game this entire season, already 14 surrendered, trying to shut down this offense of Rockmart that's averaging 38 points per game. 3rd down conversions, Rockmart 0 and 3, about to be 0 and 4. 0 for 4. Swarm of blue jerseys all around. Great job by the Bears on the quarterback sack. 4th down, and they've got a punt.
55, Elijah Strickland's there. Elijah Howard's there, along with 12, Campbell Strickland. And the Rockmart crowd thinks they may have seen a face mask on that play, but no call from the officials.
It's close. 12-yard loss on that. Alaria into punt. Sloan is back for Pierce County. Nice job on defense for the Bears. Gonna let that roll, and it does. Sloan not even trying to return it. He's just back there so he doesn't get fined.
Yeah, I guess so, because on a number of plays earlier, they had no one back in the punts.
Yeah. Pierce County, Coach Herring, take a look at their road to Atlanta. As you can see here, the 4 rounds, and look at that score over Laney, 70-33. And in the last 2 games, outscoring opponents by a combined 65-7.
That's the Fitzgerald team that really came on as the season progressed. And they're always in the conversation when it comes to state playoffs and state championships.
Yeah. One of those teams you see in Atlanta a lot up here, you're right. 41 yards on that punt, by the way. 1st and 10 now. Pierce takes over. McGatha, boy, he's got a big hole left side. Runs into and over his own man. 13-yard pickup there. That was DJ White, the receiver, blocking for him. And McGatha picks up where he left off.
I don't know if DJ White heard footsteps coming behind him. Is this guy going to run right up my backside here? That's what he did.
Well, nice job by Anderson to jump in the middle and force him to go left into his own man, and he goes down.
Yeah, picked up the first down. That's the important thing.
13 more yards for McGaffey. 1st and 10, tied at 14, third quarter. McGaffey on first down. Gain's about 3. How about big TJ Hudgens? Watch him here, number 78.
Like I said, he's big and quick.
He is. Called his number several times today.
First half. You can't miss him.
No. 6'2", 363. He's a senior. Trying to help the Yellow Jackets bring home that title. 2nd in school history. McGaffey again. Boy, we are seeing for two offenses that have had their way the entire season. It's been a real defensive struggle here in this Class 2A title game.
It really is. Watch this. Big hit, stop. And like I said, he's carrying the ball a lot himself. Once again, it's the 15th game.
Yeah, it is. He's getting close to 30 carries already, and we're just halfway through the third quarter. How much legs does he have is a question you might want to ask yourself right now. 3rd and 6 into that. He's going to go to the air. Cut! Sloan! He's off to the races. Can anybody catch him? No! 66 yards! Touchdown! Pierce County. How you like that?
And we talked about that. You run the ball so much when you set up a pass, you got a receiver that's open, and Sloan finishes. Take a little look. Fake the run enough to free up your receiver, gets away from the defender, McCrary. Got to step on 23.
How about that? And now he's going to hold for Stevenson for the extra point. That's up and good. Sam, to your point, that's only the 4th pass attempt by Pierce County the entire game. But boy, it's effective. McGaffey, run, pass. And Carson Sloan says, thank you very much. I'll take that. Let's put us back on top. 21-14.
This will be immediate timeout.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Cigna Healthcare. Cigna Healthcare is a proud partner of Georgia Public Broadcasting and Football Fridays. Cigna Healthcare's mission is to improve the health and vitality of those we serve. Visit Cigna.com to learn how you can support your physical and emotional well-being. Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Georgia's EMCs. So much more than electricity.
Today's conservation-minded consumer cares about where their energy comes from. Your local EMC cares too. Georgia's electric membership cooperatives offer renewable options for our members. In fact, our solar portfolio will produce enough clean energy to power more than 180,000 households, striving to move the needle toward progress and position communities for the future. Georgia's EMCs, so much more than electricity.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign is all about Georgians standing together for substance misuse prevention. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. Learn more about healthy alternatives and living a drug-free lifestyle at garedribbon.org.
We just talked about the defensive struggle, and all of a sudden some offense pops up. McGaffey to Sloan puts the Bears on top as we take a look at the scoring drive brought to you by the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. 4 plays, 83 yards, took just 2:08. And for more on that young man right there, let's go down to Cody.
Our TV timeout is a rare time for Carson Sloan to get to the bench. He's the punter, the punt returner, a linebacker, and as we saw, a very good pass-catching tight end. Earlier this year, he hit 20.71 miles an hour on a 77-yard touchdown run against Vidalia. Runs a 4.5, and he's 6'2", 220. I don't know if I'm more impressed by that or the fact that we have GPS speed numbers on high school players nowadays.
And you missed that he's the holder on kicks.
Yes, I missed one.
Well, he's got 8 jobs. It's easy to miss one. No, Cody, great job with that. Absolutely. Coach talked about, Sam, as we spent some time with him earlier over the weekend, about just how he really was a kid who never comes off the field, and boy, that is true.
Absolutely. He's there. We've seen him make big plays on defense, big tackles,
you want me to
big
figure
stops.
out who he is, or did you figure it out? Okay, I'll go.
We just saw him make the big catch and take it to the house. Here we go.
Stevenson the kick, and that's Anderson on the return. Gets that over the 20 for Rockmart. By the way, McGatha's numbers, 157 on the ground, the quarterback for Pierce County, 102 through the air, already 259 he's responsible for, and he's got his Pierce County Bears back on top yet again as we get a good look there at Callian Thompson. If you're just joining us, was knocked out of the game for a couple of plays. Looked like he took a helmet to the midsection, might have knocked the air out of him, but he came back to engineer a scoring drive to tie it up at 14 just before halftime. Big Washington with the carry, and he's going nowhere. Wrapped up quickly by Campbell Strickland. And what a game he's having, Sam.
Having a great game, number 12 in blue. There you see him, guy in the middle of their defense, but he has been all over the field. They're making big hits right there alongside number 11, Wade DiBiase. You're in the middle of that linebacking core in that 3-4 defensive alignment for the Bears. Tackle for loss once again.
Yeah, you sense both teams beginning to kind of settle in here. The intensity, you can feel it in the air. Just past the halfway point of the third quarter. It's been a sequence. Pierce County scores, and Rockmart comes back and ties it up. Turner, can he keep his helmet on? Yes. He's got a first down on the catch. He's everywhere all over the field on both sides of the ball. First down for Rockmart.
And Thompson showed you a little something there. He took some time and went through some progressions and found the open receiver, just found a spot, got the ball to Turner, and he moved the sticks with a first down.
One more look at it, you mentioned again, just here's the play and the run after the catch. Thompson completes 71% of his passes, 24 touchdowns coming in, only 3 interceptions. And Coach talked about how he has just a high football IQ and putting it to use right now. He's got a man wide open. It's Davis. There is nobody on that side of the field, and the pattern continues. Pierce, you got one. Rockmart's got you back. 62 yards and a second touchdown pass for Thompson in this game.
And it looks like Davis, who had come out of the game for a cramp leg, may have tightened up on him once again. But hey, man, he got a touchdown in the state championship game. He walked that thing off. Oh my goodness. He had left the game earlier because of it. And he's got a hold for this point after.
And we talk about guys with multiple jobs. He's your former starting quarterback, one of your star running back, just caught a touchdown pass. And now he's going to hold for his teammate Jose Alaria for the extra point, who puts it through. And just like that, we are tied yet again. And look at Davis.
He's trying to make it up the field, man, I'm telling you. He's in some discomfort, in some pain, but he has made a tremendous play. Everybody goes to one side of the field. And Thompson lobs it up there, and Davis does the rest.
Yeah, let's go down to Cody for more.
Yeah, you talk about Davis limping. It looks like he's cramping up. A few minutes ago, he was sucking down some mustard. That's an old trick to help with cramps on the sideline. And he was obviously good enough to make that long touchdown run, but there he is again.
There it is, man.
He needs to get it. Talk about NIL deals. That guy needs a Heinz mustard.
There you go, right there. State championship game.
Oh, you see it all here. By the way, let's shout out to our GPB crew and all the guys in the truck that you don't see, you don't hear their voices. Man, the job they do year in, year out, we are all thankful for that. Now, kickoff Both feet there were in the end zone, so it is a touchback. If you're joining us late, we had some controversy earlier. The receiving player for Pierce County leapt to catch the ball, then his feet landed in the end zone and then took off. They had to review it. Turned out that it was a live ball, was not in the end zone. By the way, ended up on the 4. They went 96 yards for the touchdown anyway. But this time, legitimately, both feet are in. Touchback, first and 10 at the 20. Don't come back out. A little mustard thing.
Mustard.
35 years doing this. I thought I'd seen it all.
Yeah.
I had not seen that. So.
Mustard. There's so many different remedies for that.
Yep. Hey, whatever works for you. Who am I to say? Well, we've seen both offenses pick up now a lot of yards there in your screen by both of these teams. McGath on first down, and he is met hard. And guess whose helmet came off? Again.
Helmet off, defense. Please set the play clock. 40 seconds.
There's got to be something they can do.
Yeah.
Keep his helmet on.
I believe that's number 5.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's such a valuable player for them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You're in the state championship game. You want him out there playing. You don't want him continually coming off the field.
Well, you don't want to be hurt. Obviously, safety is first. Now he's working with something. Yeah, they're working with him as they need to. But to your point, he's such a big part of their team on both sides of the ball. You need to have him on the field for as many plays as possible. 2nd and 8. McGath looking to throw. Up top, he's got a man. Oh! Trying to hit Heron. Let him just a little too much when that was there. He'd like to have that one back.
And it's what happens when McGath does what he does. When he runs the ball time after time after time, it's a little too far there. But he had an open receiver, wide open receiver.
Yeah.
That's because of what he does. Got Wilson here.
Injury on the defense, number 54.
So 54, Samuel Brown. Slow to come off. He was slow to get up, and now he's coming off. Incomplete pass, only the second one of the game for McGath. So he's 3 of 5. Brings up 3rd and 8. Rockmart crowd. Well represented here. The chant of defense. McGath to pass. Oh, he overthrows his intended receiver, trying to get it to Joe Drew. And that brings up 4th and 8. And a punt by the Bears.
3rd down play, and the ball goes back over again. Rockmart defensive unit coming up big.
So 4th and 8. Sloan back to punt. Gets that away. Taken out to 45 by Anderson. He's got some room. Still on his feet inside the 20. Anderson finally knocked out of bounds, and a flag is going to go against Pierce County. They're going to wind up with the ball inside the 10, 1st and goal. 34 yards on the punt, 54 yards on the return by Tristan Anderson.
What a return by Anderson. What a time for that. You see the replay here.
Watch the end of the play. And they're going to get Sloan on a targeting.
Carson Sloan.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. The penalty will be half the distance, 1st down.
Now we can see that one from up here. What a huge play. Rockmart has never led in this game, but they get the ball at the Pierce County 7 after that sequence. And Anderson getting a well-deserved breather after that. He caught a touchdown pass into the first half to tie the game at 14.
What a return.
Oh. Wildcat formation here. That's Washington. Direct snap. 238 yards, and he almost got into the end zone. 2nd and goal.
I like the way he changed direction on that play. For a big guy, boy, he could turn on a dime, can't he?
That's a lot of weight to move like that. The shift.
Yep.
The physics of it. You're going one way and to shift over. Still in the game. They're going to run a wildcat again. Brent Washington, number 22. Oh, snaps over his head. Ball still loose. Still loose. Pierce County thinks they have it. Boy, what a game. And the officials are still looking for the ball. Look.
Nigel Brown came out with the ball. Number 3 has the football right there.
Nigel Brown has it. Pierce County on the turnover. They take over.
Just wow. Boy, that snap came out hot and high.
The ruling on the field is a backwards pass, recovered by the defense. It will be first down, Pierce County. The previous play is under further review.
Well, if it stands as it was a 28-yard loss. But there's the ball right there, as you can see. Still loose. And again, the funny thing was, again, they're still empiling bodies, not realizing that Brown had come out
with the football. I got it right here.
Let's see what this angle shows us. Ball still there. That's Brown right there that comes in. What a sequence of events.
You just look
After video review, the ruling on the field recovered by the defense is confirmed. First down, Pierce County.
What a break for the Bears of Pierce County in this one. Right there down inside their own 5-yard line. And the fortuitous bounces in their direction, and they take over now on their own 32, 1st and 10. 2:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Just think it wasn't looking good for Pierce County. They got in the great, Rockmart had gotten a great punt return from Anderson, plus the penalty. They're down in scoring range. They decide to go with the direct snap plays. Brent Washington, one of your veterans, although that snap was way high for him.
What a sequence. So first down, McCaffrey brought down by Washington.
He's just playing. Whatever side you put me on, Coach. Put me on offense, put me on defense. You know, you get it done stop. 22's got that motor that just goes. There he is, making the stop there on McGaffrey.
Nice job by J.J. Stocks. Boy, he's had a good season too. Stocks has number 19, 35 quarterback hurries, 9 tackles for loss. Almost had one there, but he drove into the arms of Washington. And to keep McCaffrey to just a 1-yard gain. Class 2A championship here. Larry Smith, Sam Crenshaw, Cody Chaffins. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, downtown Atlanta. McGaffrey again gets it over the 35. It'll be 3rd down coming up now for the Bears.
J.J. Stocks, 19, in on the play for the stop that time for Rockmart. And it brings up 3rd down, and we got another player down here.
Officials timeout, injury to the defense. Please set the play clock to 40 seconds.
Another player down, and I noticed earlier, no doctor, but I was going to say hopefully this is only a cramp, but we've seen a couple of guys now kind of trying to go to a little more water. We saw Davis going to the mustard. One guy's not cramping right now is Caden McGaffrey, 31 carries already in this game.
You would think that maybe he may have a problem with that, really. We talked about some of the things that are unusual for this game. It's a Tuesday at 1 o'clock start. And so many things with the championships. We got another player who's decided to get a stretch out from cramps here for Rockmart. We're gonna bring more mustard. We call to the concession stand. concession stands, we're going to take all the mustard and bring it to the sideline if we have to today.
Talk about the road to the finals. We looked at Pierce County earlier. Here's what the Yellow Jackets of Rockmart did to get here. You can see a couple of dominant victories early, but gave up some points to Toombs County and then last week to Cook. 45 points combined in those two games.
Those are two very tough assignments. Both Toombs and Cook had great seasons this year.
They had given 45 points up allowed in the past 5 games previous combined, but to your point, the deeper you get, the tougher the competition.
That was Bobby High. We just got to look at on the screen. Of course, he's on the defensive line for Rockmart, and he's going to come over. I think they're bringing him over to the Northside Hospital tent.
Yeah.
Take a look at him.
Maybe more than a cramp, possibly. We hope for the best for him. Back to live action now. Clock is running at the 1 minute mark until the end of the third quarter. Caden McGatha. He's got blockers if he can get around the corner, and he cannot. Ball comes loose. Trying for the scoop, and the Rockmart recovers, but we've got a penalty flag at the 41-yard line. You saw come in there at the top of your screen. It may be against Rockmart. If the play stands, it's Rockmart ball, because they did recover the fumble.
Right.
Coach Herring says it's face mask against the Yellow Jackets.
Prior to change of possession, personal foul, face mask by the defense. 15 yards average and end of the run. First down.
So, boy, it's been a tough past couple of minutes here for the Yellow Jackets. Let's try to see if we can see it right here. Yeah.
It's Davis with the hit that brings the ball out.
Tristan Anderson, number 2, grabbing McGatha's face mask. It was right there in front of him. And now the Rockmart coach. I think the Rockmart players are trying to say the ball came loose before. Let's get a shot. Coach Parson on the sidelines is pointing to the replay board at the top of the arena here, the top of the stadium.
Right.
They're trying to say the ball came loose before the face mask. And that's what Coach Parsons, he's got the flag in hand, trying to plead his case, and he throws the red flag here.
There.
Hold tight, folks.
First one for this game.
So hang tight. We'll show you some replays here in a moment and tell you what the Rockmart coaches, players, and all the fans here saw on the screen when they showed the replay here on the big board. And have we said, by the way, wonderful to be here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the first time since 2018. It may not be reviewable.
Must not be reviewable.
Biff Parson is not happy. Dave, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so the foul is not a reviewable play. So the face mask, whether it was or was not, is not reviewable. And I think that's what the coach was trying to challenge once he saw the replay on the Jumbotron up top.
Dave, hold with us. We'll get this first down play. And McGatha up the middle. Finally, he's tackled by Turner after a gain. Here's the question. Because it's a question of possession, is it not reviewable if he lost the ball before the penalty?
Yeah, so when possession took place would be reviewable, yes, but replay had already cleared upstairs and said that the face mask happened prior to the ball coming out, so that's why they went from the end of the run and tackled on the 15, and no challenge.
Okay, all right. Appreciate you clearing this up. Thanks, Dave. Dave Rill is with us again this year, and we really appreciate his clarity on these things because he knows the rules much better than we do. McGatha fakes the run, going up top as he has done before, and that will be a flag. Wow. Trying to hit Brown. Now remember, this series began with the punt return that Rockmart, after the personal foul penalty and the first yard carry, they were on the Pierce County 2 2-yard line. The snap over the head on the Wildcat formation winds up.
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards to the previous spot. Results in a first down.
Man.
We will have one untimed down to finish the third period. One untimed down to finish the third period.
Now the Rockmart crowd felt that it wasn't a catchable pass. One more look at it here. We'll come back to that thought. McGatha trying to hit Brown.
Man.
That's tough.
That is. And Terry McCrary there on the play, on the stop, and the officials are going to mark it off.
You know, as he said, one more untimed down here before we switch in to go to the fourth quarter. But again, on the 2-yard line, they wind up back on the 31-yard line after the Pierce County recovers the fumble on the errant snap, and that's where this drive began. And now they're inside the 30 of Rockmarts with one play to go until we go to the fourth quarter.
Coach Ryan Herring just wants his offense to keep their focus. A lot of things are happening, the ebbs and flows of this game, some penalties and some things. They have the ball right now, and it's first down.
So the 27-yard line and stoppage in play. We've got a whistle. Again, it's untimed. Not sure what the confusion's about.
There will not be one untimed down to finish the period. That is the end of the third quarter.
Okay. So there you have it.
We're on to the fourth quarter.
There you go. Third quarter had something for everyone. Whether you root for the Bears or the Yellow Jackets. Hard-hitting, championship-level football. And we've got 12 minutes still to go. And oh, by the way, we've got 2 more championships after this. Hope you got plenty of chips and dip. We're going nowhere. Fourth quarter. Coming up next.
The GHSA football playoffs and championships are brought to you by Alpha Insurance. We're more than just an insurance company. We're a part of your community.
What you doing? Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road. Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
You know, I'm a person too.
Half of the nation's opioid overdoses happen right at home because people don't understand the dangers of taking an Oxy or Perk with a glass of alcohol for stress or to sleep. Learn how to protect your family from opioid overdose at opioidresponse.info.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, let's go.
Begin the fourth quarter right here, downtown Atlanta. Class 2A championship game. Rockmart and Pierce County all tied up at 21. We saw Rockmart coach Biff Parson, I should say. Not a happy guy earlier, but we told us this interesting trivia, who he's named after.
Right, after former Braves catcher Biff Pocoroba. Not Biff from Back to the Future.
No. And we were doing some research. Do you know what Biff Pocoroba's real name was?
What?
Biff Pocoroba.
That's it.
He was named Biff. Yeah, Biff Benedict Pocoroba.
Wow.
And that inspired Biff Parsons' dad, They call him Biff. That's who he's named after.
Obviously, they're a Braves fan. Obviously.
Biff Parson, the all-time winningest coach at Rockmart High School, and trying to bring them their first championship since 1950, only the second in 100 years of Yellow Jackets football. We've changed sides now, 1st and 10. Who else but McCatha? Breaks an arm tackle there, nicely done. Gets a big gain down to the 20. Make that Sloan on the carry. The first carry of the game by Pierce County by somebody other than Caden McGatha.
So we've seen both teams go to direct snaps for people other than their quarterback in this game. McGatha's back.
He's back in after one play. He'll change of pace. 8-yard pickup. Another fake McCatha on the run up top for Sloan. Touchdown! What a catch! 19 yards. Carson Sloan doing it all for the Bears.
Where do you want to line him up? Defense, offense, direct snap. He's got to come back on the field. You know what he has to do. He's got to hold for the extra point.
That's right.
What a reach. Look at this. Full extension. Makes the catch.
Carson Sloan, 6'2", 220 senior. Jacksonville State and Southern Miss both have offered. Whoever gets him will get a good one. Stevenson, the extra point is good. Wow. How about that? McGatha, Sloan, it's Pierce back on top with a lot of time left.
Timeout.
Back with more from downtown Atlanta.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Cigna Healthcare. Cigna Healthcare is a proud partner of Georgia Public Broadcasting and Football Fridays. Cigna Healthcare's mission is to improve the health and vitality of those we serve. Visit Cigna.com to learn how you can support your physical and emotional well-being. Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD. Win by learning about safe usage of prescription opioids.
Half of the nation's opioid overdoses happen right at home because people don't understand the dangers of taking an oxy or perk with a glass of alcohol for stress or to sleep. Learn how to protect your family from opioid overdose at opioidresponse.info.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by Regions Bank. Get back in the game with Regions Bank.
Ten seconds gone here in the final quarter, and Pierce County back on top. Carson Sloan doing it all for the Bears. What a job. 3 catches, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns, and again, he's got Pierce County back on top. Look at the scoring drive brought to you by the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. 7 plays, 68 yards, 231 is all it took. And so Pierce County, for the 4th time in the game, has taken the lead. Can they hold it this time? Every time they've scored, Rockmart
he's getting a breather right now, but not for long because you know he's going right back in on defense, right?
I'm surprised he's not in right now. Would tell Coach, you lied to us. We saw him take off 1 play at the start of the 4th quarter.
But we mentioned this from the very outset. This is 2A football. Yeah. A lot of guys going both ways. Yeah. 4th quarter, who's still got it in them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys are tired right now. Guys are getting tired. Legs are getting heavy. It's the 4th quarter.
We've seen some guys cramping in this. Luckily, no serious injuries. As that's Anderson down at the 1. Boy, almost lost it out of bounds before he finally does recover and gets it out near the 15. That's where they'll take over from there. Christian Anderson, good looking, you mentioned 1,000-yard receiver, caught the touchdown pass earlier in the game to tie the game at 14 at the end of the first half. And had the big punt return as well.
Punt return to get them in scoring position before the bad snap.
And the sequence that they will not want to talk about in school annals, that just was tough. Again, 68 yards on that last scoring drive. That again began with the bad snap over the head of Washington in the Wildcat formation, and that led to this go-ahead touchdown by Pierce County. So 28-21, 11:43 on the clock. Callian Thompson trying to extend his run to 12-0 as the starting quarterback for these Yellow Jackets, and we've got a flag.
Delay game, offense, 5 yards, remains first down.
Sam, right now, does Rockmart just need to take a breath and just collect themselves, a little not a stay? Just, you got a lot of time left.
They really do. There's plenty of time in the fourth quarter. But they just want to execute. You know, you got to go back to the thing you have to do right now.
So after the penalty, 1st and 15. Thompson to throw. Throws it in traffic. Nice job to thread the needle there. And get it to Turner, who keeps his helmet on. We were counting, we believe it's 5 times his helmet has popped off. Once it was pulled off on a face mask. So nice pitch and catch there for the Yellow Jackets.
It's that man again. I mean, he's like, he comes out of the backfield. They line him up in different places, maybe in the slot. He finds him a spot and just sits there, and it's a great target for his quarterback. Nice 6-yard pickup.
Yep, you don't have to be in a hurry, plenty of time. Thompson on 2nd down. Just then the handoff to Washington. Boy, that was kind of still on his feet. Great job there by the 238-pound Washington. It was kind of wasn't really a clean handoff on that. Washington got his bare paws on it, made some positive yards, and got the 1st down.
Yep, he gets to do it. Little shades of maybe second thought of a quarterback hanging on to it, but once he gave it up to him, Washington knows what to do, right? Tough yards, but gets that 1st down.
Tell you what, watching that replay, I'm not sure Washington ever had full control of the ball. He was down at the first down marker, still reaching and trying to secure it. Thompson going to go deep. He's going to run instead, and he can do that. 1st down and more. Out of bounds at the 41-yard line. 1st down, Yellow Jackets.
Very smart heads-up play by your quarterback. You see why this team has been so successful once he took over as the starter. He takes what you give him. You're going to give me this? I'll take it. And move the sticks. Another 1st down.
14 yards on the run by Thompson. We've talked about this Rockmart team, and again, averaging 38.6 points per game. They could score in bunches. 34 points against Cook last time out. 2 weeks ago, 45 points. 56 points against Union County earlier in the playoffs. They know how to score. And we have a timeout call here by Rockmart. A little bit of confusion.
Timeout, Rockmart.
As you saw, number 26.
The 1st timeout of the half.
Turner was trying to get out to the outside of Anderson, and that's not quite where Coach wanted him, so he called a timeout. Good call to get it together. 10:07 left to go here in the game. Rockmart down 7, but on the move. Class 2A championship.
This will also be a media timeout.
1st down coming up.
Cigna Healthcare is a proud partner of Georgia Public Broadcasting and Football Fridays. Cigna Healthcare's mission is to improve the health and vitality of those we serve. Visit Cigna.com to learn how you can support your physical and emotional well-being. Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. DBHDD and the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign is all about Georgians standing together for substance misuse prevention. Be kind to your mind. Live drug-free. Learn more about healthy alternatives and living a drug-free lifestyle at garedribbon.org.
At Regions Bank, we're here to listen to your needs, and we'll customize a plan to help you reach your financial goals. Our service to Georgia goes beyond banking to creating more inclusive prosperity in our communities. From education to financial wellness to economic development, we're working to level the playing field so more people can succeed and our communities can thrive.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, let's go.
Class 2A championship, good look at the great crowd there, and they're going to look at themselves and see themselves and then react to it maybe? Maybe not. Pierce County, they're up here.
Fourth quarter, man, they're focused.
That's right.
You got to get locked in,
That's
Larry.
right. They're dialed in. They don't care about that stuff right now.
Final 10-15 of this game, man.
This guy here, Biff Parson, interesting resume. He once coached in NFL Europe, but says he loves doing this. He says he considers high school football the purest form of the game. First down for his team. And oh, look at the feet by Thompson. We've said earlier that Biff Parson told him when he took over back in week 3 as the quarterback once Davis was injured, and eventually they lost to Dalton. He said, trust your feet, just trust your feet. And boy, he has done that. He's made some great reads. Still just impressive for this young man. 12th game as a starter, only 3 interceptions this entire season.
And he's been pretty elusive today. You know, number 55 in blue, Elijah Howard, was trying to track him down. He got away from him this time.
Nice job there to avoid the rush. No gain. You lost a yard, but it could have been much worse. Or, again, you could have thrown it up and had some kind of mistake. 2nd and 11 for Thompson. Good job by the secondary. And the sack. Sloan, how about this Bears defense, Sam Crenshaw? Coach Herring talked about, he said last year we had the worst secondary in the history of football. Now, clearly, he's exaggerating, but what a job they have done in this sequence. Every time he's looked downfield to pass, everyone's covered. That leads to this tackle, the sack there by Sloan.
Absolutely, absolutely. He comes in and makes it. Sloan's just been relentless. But you're right, the guys on the back end have grown up this season, and they're doing better. He's looking and he's not seeing anything. And that allows Sloan to come in and get him big sack this time. 3rd and long.
Carson Sloan, 12 sacks in the season, coming in, 7-yard loss there. It's 3rd and long. Going up top is Thompson trying to find his man, and a great job by Drew. And they're going to call the flag, trying to get the ball to Tristan Anderson. And they're going to call Drew, I guess, for climbing his back and that pass interference.
And that's just a heads-up play by the quarterback, Thompson. So you know you got one-on-one coverage. You throw it up there and see if you can get something good to happen. And you put it in the position so it's not going to be intercepted.
Pass interference. Defense. 15 yards in the previous spot. Replay, 3rd down.
And so we got another.
Officials timeout for injury.
Another player down. Here's one more look at it. Well, he pulled it with that left hand. He pulls his left arm. You can see right here on the shoulder, and that's what the official was seeing. From our viewpoint, you know, his back is to us. Looked like it was fantastic. Great play. But a player down on the field. I'm not sure if that's Anderson.
I think it's Anderson.
And it is.
I think it is Tristan Anderson, who's had a great ball game.
Now, that's not where the play happened, so you wonder if he got up and maybe, again, not speculating, but it's hopefully nothing serious.
Hopefully nothing serious. Hope it's nothing more than a cramp.
Let's see if Cody's got a better view on this. Cody, what do you have?
Ajad, maybe another cramp. You got to keep in mind, these guys have been playing outside in the cold for months and months now, and now they're inside. It's a little bit warmer than they're used to playing, and Sam's talked about all these players going both ways for both teams. It's got to be exhausting.
Yeah.
Exhausting. Different time of week, different time of day. Larry, you and I talked about that. Usually this game would be played on the Saturday or the Friday or Saturday of championship week because we want to be here in the Benz. We're playing on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 1 o'clock start. That is very unusual. High school. Remember, you know, high school football players and coaches are creatures of habit. And this has really changed some habits this past week.
Well, Sam, it's weird for us. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
it's, you know,
right.
for you and me, we're a couple of old guys, right? So
Be around, man.
we didn't have to stretch before today's game. So now I may cramp tomorrow. Day two.
No, you got to be back tomorrow. No, you got to get right. We're gonna do some stretching before tomorrow.
Bring my mustard tomorrow. I'm gonna, up here in the booth. So All right, so the 15-yard penalty makes it 3rd and 3 now. It was 3rd and 18 before. No automatic first down. How about that? Washington gets it. He's out of bounds right at the stick, and looks like they will make it a first down. That's where they spot it.
Sticks are moving. Brent Washington, there he goes. It's away from one defender, gets it just enough to get that first down before he steps out of bounds.
Into Pierce County territory at the 49.
Talk about a guy that's played a game today on both sides.
Rockmart has answered every touchdown Pierce County has scored. Trying to do it again. Thompson keeps it. Has some room. Has a blocker. Gets another first down.
Great run that time. That was going to be a keep all the way. A little bit of a high snap. He had to make an adjustment to get that snap. Then the nice run afterwards.
Well, what a battle this has been, both sides. The emotions of it, the intensity. By the way, that was number 6, Kamal Williams, with a great job on the block out there to help free him up. 11 yards on the carry for Thompson. First down now to the 38. Clock running nearing the 9-minute mark. Thompson keeps it again, but he's brought down. Big number 75, Jackson Williams, the senior.
This time Thompson fakes the handoff. Goes to right side. Big 75 just reaches up there and able to slow him down. Number 2's back. Justin Anderson's back.
Good to see.
At the top of your screen there.
1,000-yard receiver in this game. Big part of this offense for Rockmart. 2nd and 7. Thompson going underneath, complete to Davis. Steps out of bounds. But I think he got a first down before. Let's see where they mark it in. They're moving the sticks. Another first down for Rockmart.
Moving the sticks. DiBiase is there. He's the guy that tries to drop out in coverage. He tries to hang with him, but he holds on. Hangs on. Absolutely. Thompson knew there was some pressure coming. And watch for Strickland saying, oops, what a hit after he throws it.
Good job of holding up there by Campbell Strickland, the 5'11", 185-pound junior. 10th play of the series here for the Yellow Jackets. And you see Thompson's numbers, what he's done. Under pressure again, gets away from it. Being chased by Sloan, goes for the strip, brings him down, but another first down for Rockmart. How about that respect? Thompson helping slow back up.
Yeah, turns around to help slow it up. I said, I know you're tired. We've been out there for 4 quarters doing this. Great run. And Sloan runs him down.
Love the competitiveness of both of these teams. Both coaches are now in the red zone. 17 yards on that pickup by Thompson. And we've got a stoppage. Timeout, Pierce County.
Timeout, Pierce County. Their first of the half.
Yeah, Ryan Herring didn't like what he saw there. 7:44 to go, 28-21. Herring's Bears on top. You know, we've had a sequence, you know, I believe it's 3 straight plays that netted first down. So Herring may have wanted to just kind of stop, let these guys catch their breath again. He talked about, he said, you know, we don't have any depth. He joked, he said, in fact, in our defensive line, we just rotate guys out. Whoever's breathing most, whoever we think can get back out there, he's going to be the one to go out there. let's bring Cody Chapins back in. Cody, what do you have?
Quarterback for Rockmart, Callion Thompson. You guys have talked about it. He did not start the year as the starting quarterback. And think about, in his situation, he's a senior. He's not going to get the starting job. How does he stay focused? Biff Parsons says that's hard enough for NFL guys to embrace that next man up mentality, but an injury forced him into the lineup. He had to go down his start at Irwin County, of all places, down in South Georgia. They get the win, and like we've talked about, they haven't lost since, but incredible mental focus to stay locked in and be ready to play when his number was called.
Cody, great points, no question. By the way, 10th play of the drive began on their 14-yard line at the 11:43 mark. 4 minutes in, they're in the red zone now, 1st and 10. Thompson, great patience, keeps it himself inside the 5. Thompson, touchdown! 11 yards out! And here come the Yellow Jackets again.
We talked about the Pierce County secondary and how they were taking away targets, making it difficult for him. It happened again on this play, and he said, you know what? You're going to give me a little bit of room, and I'm going to make you pay. Couldn't deny him the end zone. Great heads-up play by your quarterback.
Jose Alaria is almost automatic on the year, and he gets that one to go, and we are tied yet again. One more look. Watch the blocking up front. Big number 53, Devin McCoy, lays that block to seal him, create the hole, and then Thompson, doing as coach told him, trusting his feet to get into the end zone.
There's a look at it. What a game these guys had today. Incredible, incredible game.
Take a look at the scoring drive numbers brought to you by the Governor's Red Ribbon Campaign. 11 plays, 86 yards, 406 is what it took to get it in. How about the numbers for Callion Thompson? You mentioned the senior. And look at what he's done both in the air and on his feet. Responsible for all 4 touchdowns for these Yellow Jackets. Don't count them out yet. They've never led in the game, but they keep coming back and finding a way to tie this game up and keep it close.
This fun or what? Are you having fun yet?
This is great. You kidding me? Best time of year. Kickoff is taken at the 2. Still on his feet. John Evans. How about that return all the way out past the 35-yard line? By the way, Thompson on that drive, 7 carries, 48 yards on the ground. Let's go down to Cody for more on this other guy who's had quite a bit of day with numbers, this young guy named McGath.
Now it's Caden McGath's turn, like you mentioned. He capped that last drive with a touchdown pass to Carson Sloan, and with that pass, we had some Georgia high school football history made as he goes over 2,000 yards rushing and 2,000 yards passing for this season. Just the 3rd player to ever do that, and it had never been done until last year. Troops Teo Todd did it, and then just yesterday, Bowden's Kyler McGrin did it. In all this, he's our first-year starter, Cade McGath.
How about that? Oh, Cody, thanks so much. Yeah, what a, and boy, 2 games that were outstanding last night, and what a great job. Congrats to Bowden winning back-to-back championships in their game last night. By the way, on that kickoff return by Evans, 36 yards on that. Want to get that in. McGath passing, by the way, 5 of 8, 131, 2 touchdowns, and right there, as always, taking it himself with a short gain and 2nd down now, and 8 yards to go. Class 2A championship, Sam.
Under 7 minutes now, and you're going to get to the point where the possessions are going to be fewer and fewer, the opportunities.
We'll look at the field, sun beginning to set in the west. You can see the change in lighting here inside this magnificent domed stadium, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. McGath stopped there very quickly.
Yep. Great defensive effort.
And again, the question is the fatigue factors you mentioned. Long season, everyone's out of sequence with playing on a Tuesday. Indoors, not outdoors. The emotions. Both teams being taken to the limit by the guys on the other side.
We're at 6 minutes.
3rd down. McGath, what does he have? Stopped and slowed down. Give that credit to number 19, J.J. Stocks. Washington comes to finish him off. 4th down play coming up.
And what do you do here? I mean, at this stage of the game, there's still time left. You're going to have to punt it.
And you've got a defense that was just on the field for 11 straight plays just moments ago. And now your offense, a 3 and out. What a job by the Rockmart defense. Now they're going to get the ball back. Sloan is back to punt. One of his 8 jobs that he does every single game for Pierce County. Turner collects it on the bounce. He's still on his feet, no whistle. 37-yard punt by Sloan, and then the short return for Najee Turner. And
he almost emerged from that.
He did.
He was surrounded by blue jerseys and almost popped out the other side.
Almost like they thought it was a fair catch, but he didn't do the signal for a fair catch. They kind of stopped for a moment. And
no.
Rockmart has never led in this game. 5:01 to go. They've battled the champions from Region 3 to a draw. Here, 43 minutes into this Class 2A championship. Thompson the pass, and that's complete to Anderson. He's just shy of a first down. It'll be 2nd and short at the 35.
Of course, number 8, Joe Drew, his new best buddy on coverage. They've spent so much time together this afternoon.
They're either going to be good friends or mortal enemies by the
one or the other
5
by the
minutes
time.
from now. That's right. Yeah, I think you know each other's shoe size by now. They spent so much time together today. Favorite channels, sharing TikTok videos. Handoff. It's to Turner. That doesn't go far.
He didn't gain.
I don't think he got it. Let's
No.
see. Oh, no, they're going to give it to him, yeah. 1 yard is all needed. Okay, first down.
Sticks move. You're approaching 4 minutes to play in this game.
Carson Sloan is there to bring down Turner. A couple of fantastic athletes on this field today. Glad you're with us Tuesday afternoon. Lots of great football to come later today. Thompson under pressure yet again. This time he can't get away. Sloan is there to bring him down, and a huge loss. We're going to mark him down at the 21-yard line, so a loss of 15 yards. That's huge for this Pierce County defense.
To quote Mark Jackson, "Mama, there goes that man." That play. Stop. He does it again.
Yeah. Thompson like, you again? My goodness, I can't shake you.
Man, what a game.
Oh, this is outstanding. 2nd and 25. The clock now still running, close to 3 minutes. Tied at 28, as you can see. Thompson, pass. He avoids his man out past the 30. So Rockmart 3rd and long.
Yep, Tyree McCray in on the catch that time. Nice yards after the catch, but just so much yardage to make up. It's still 13 and long. I mean, 3rd and long.
Yeah. Tyree McCrary. Haven't called his number much on offense, but what a great play there. 3rd and 14. 3rd down conversions. 2 for 35 today for McCrary. Rockmart, not a lot of success on 3rd downs, as you can see. Thompson trying to avoid the rush, and he can't. Another sack. Guess who? Carson Sloan.
Carson Sloan is there.
And Pierce County immediately calls a timeout.
Timeout, Pierce County.
That's
their second timeout.
There's 5. He has just been relentless today.
He is everywhere. I know some fellows are going to sleep good tonight.
but he can't because he's probably driving the bus back after He's done everything else today.
Exactly. Hang on, what's he doing right now? He's going to order the post-game meal, I think. He's got his phone over there. He's going to. Let's go down to Cody.
What an incredible game we've got here today, and for a couple of incredible communities. You talk about Pierce County down in Blackshear, they call it Bearville. They got the whole day off from school, and I'm not sure, the folks told me, I'm not sure anybody's left down there. The folks at Rockmart, they have a learn from home day, which meant that Polk County Schools, that also gave the day off, or at least a learn from home day, for their arch rivals Cedartown, who I'm sure are watching this game as well. But two great communities, and they're getting pretty loud right now.
Great shot of the crowd here in this fourth down play. As you said, two very proud communities, great football communities. Love to see them both here for this first ever meeting between these two schools. Alaria back to punt on fourth down after the big defensive stop. Who else to corral that in is Sloan at his own 29, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, gets out to the 40. Carson Sloan, when you need something, anything, he's like your box of Arm & Hammer baking soda in the back of the fridge. He's got a, whatever you need, he's got you.
What else? What else do we want to see this guy do today, huh? Look at this. He's that kind of player that every coach wants to have at least one.
Yeah.
Every coach wants to have at least one guy like this, right? He's going to do whatever is needed. You can count on him to do it well.
42 yards on that punt by Alaria, 11 yards on the return by Carson Sloan. And there he is. Coach says he never comes out of the game. We did see him sit for one play.
We actually did see him.
We have it documented on tape. That's right. All right, 1st and 10 from the 40. McCaffrey, the quarterback. What a day he's had. Cody told us about the history, just the third ever in Georgia State history. 2,000 passing yards, 2,000 rushing yards, and what a game today for McGaffin.
And once again, and this may be what we see the rest of this drive. He may want to put this team on his shoulders here with his final 135.
Clock is big. You got to go downfield at some point. Field goal kicker, some range, not a lot. Great defensive effort there by Anson High, the sophomore Stevenson watching. We mentioned earlier in the first half, he can hit from 47 in the middle of the field, coach says. If you go to the hash marks, you've got to get a lot closer, really probably inside the 25-yard line. So we will watch that. Clock continues to wind at the 1-minute mark. Pierce County, one timeout left. Rockmart with two. Class 2A championship. McGaffin goes left side, trying to get the first down, and he does, and then some. Across the 45, going to take a first down. We'll stop the clock for the moment to move the chains. Caden McGaffin, the 5'10 junior, the workhorse for this Bears team.
He is that. Like I said, if anybody's going to get him there, he's going to do it. He's putting it all on his shoulders here. The clock's moving again.
Now, they don't pass much. They've been very effective at going down and taking the top off past the linebackers. When will they take a shot? It won't be here. McGaffin runs. Nice gain on first down. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock inside the 40. They'll call that a pickup of about 6, make it 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
You know it's going to do it. Just run out of room, goes out of bounds. But he's the guy. Putting the ball in his hands.
Ryan Herring has that one, Sam, that one timeout. Holding it in his pocket in case he needs it. 2nd down from the 37, McGaffin. Will they mark him in bounds? No, they'll say he got out of bounds.
They're moving the sticks.
First down.
Yep, got the first down.
5-yard pickup.
The clock's moving now.
Time ticking down. No gain on that play. And Pierce County will burn their final timeout.
Timeout, Pierce County. Their final timeout.
And they will call on the sophomore Garrett Stevenson. Now he is on the hash mark, so this is going to be about a 49-yard attempt, which he has not hit this season. It'll be a season long, and considering he's a sophomore, I would assume a career long, Sam.
Yep, sounds like it. What a time for this, huh? What is after a game like this, you're going to call him on and say, you know what, kid, we're going to give you a chance. We're going to line up and give you a chance to take us home.
5 seconds on the clock. What a game. My goodness.
What's he doing? Yeah, I think they're going to try and play here. They're going to try and play with these 5 seconds and try to get close enough and get out of bounds.
Yeah. Let's see what Rockmart does to counter. Pierce County, 5 seconds left and no timeout. And the top of your screen, the receiver is wide open. Here he comes, Anderson, and they're going to call it dead. Yeah, good call.
Timeout, Rockmart. Their second timeout.
Yeah, Rockmart was not in position defensively. Anderson had yet to get to the top of the screen. There was a receiver wide open top of your screen. Anderson was late getting over there, and Coach Biff Parson had to burn the timeout. Didn't have a choice.
Well, that's why you have them.
Yep.
In situations like this, if you're not lined up here, would be your final play of the game or final play in regulation here. You want to make sure everybody's in position for this play. So wise decision to go ahead and burn that time out and get this team back together again. You also got to look at their lineup. You also got to look at their alignment and figure out what Pierce County may have in mind.
Biff Parson from Franklin County. We talked about before his ties to Rockmart. His wife's granddad was the former coach at Rockmart back in the 60s. Bill Keller later was the school's principal for more than 20 years. So he's not from Rockmart, but certainly his family of Rockmart in every sense of the word.
Absolutely. All right. They're going to go ahead and try to kick here.
Now they'll try the field goal. 49 yards out from the left hash. Carson Sloan to hold. His longest this season, 38. Coach says he can make them from the middle or from 47. And Rockmart's going to play a little chess game.
Rockmart.
Love the mind games. Why not, right?
That's what you have the timeouts for. You can't take them with you. You got to use them.
Yeah. You know, Sam, we started at the top talking about, and you and I talking about before we came on the air here in GPB about we love to see these kids compete. We love to hear their stories and the emotions of it. But boy, it is a lot of fun to talk to the coaches. And we've really had a lot of fun spending time with both of these coaches in recent days.
They have great stories, the great backstories and things. We talk about how many times they applied for jobs.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people would, you know, if you don't know them personally, would know that. But just, you know, how badly they want to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and how much they think that they are really fortunate and blessed to be working at the places where they're working.
Yep.
That's the thing that came through from both of them. Very happy that where they are and very happy that they get a chance to impact the lives of young people in those communities.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Here he is. 2020, Pierce County won in overtime in dramatic fashion. They have a chance to do another thriller and put one into school archives, and it's a sophomore that'll take him there. Sloan to hold. Garrett Stevenson, the kick from 49. And it's blocked. Washington, Davis,
Let's get to the regulation play. There'll be a 3-minute intermission prior to overtime.
Here's another look at it. And boy, got a block on that one.
That was big. Yeah, that man right there. 238-pound Brent Washington. He's the alpha of this defense, according to Coach Biff Parson.
He's kind of been Rockmart's answer to Carson Sloan. You're the guy who's just doing everything for his team.
Okay, so we have overtime, Class 2A championship game. And you may be asking yourself, David Byrne, you may ask yourself.
Yes.
What are the overtime rules? Okay, well, 3-minute intermission, as the referee just mentioned this now. The coin toss will determine which team will start on offense and which end zone. Both teams get possession on the 15-yard line until a score or defensive stop. It's still tied, a 2-minute intermission before we go to the next overtime. And by the way, the team that lost the coin toss the first time gets pick up possession for the second overtime. And if we go past the third overtime, God forbid, each team must attempt a 2-point conversion after a touchdown. Listen, the way these two teams have played today for 48 minutes, this almost seems fitting.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. You know, but we talked about these guys. We have guys who've gone both ways, have rarely come off the field. They got to sum it up and go out right now and play this overtime. Once again, we talk about the conditioning. We talk about things to just the will to outlast the other. We're about to see that. You know, we haven't seen it already. We're going to see more of it right now.
This has been exciting. Cody Chaffins has more. Cody.
Nothing new. It was 2020. You guys were on the call. They went to overtime against Oconee County, the heavily favored Oconee County, by the way, in that game. What happened in that overtime, the Bears got a stop on the first Oconee County possession, got an interception, and then the very first play they had, it was then quarterback DJ Bell running in for a walk-off winner. So these Pierce County Bears have been there before.
I think the coaches go out to the middle of the field here. Do the coaches go out?
What a sequence here in the fourth quarter. Even the coach is staying hydrated, right? All right, it was 21 all. McGath going up top and a fantastic catch by Sloan. That made it 28-21 and closed off a 68-yard drive. And then Thompson shaking tacklers, getting into the end zone, brings them right back down for the game time. You know, no one's probably more happy for the break than that man. That's the longest he sat down since he got off the bus.
I know it. It's wild. He's get him a breather. He's looking up and just get a little smile on his face. He looked up at the Halo board and says, hey, man, let me up there. Smile for a minute. I got to get back after it.
That's right. Coach Ryan Herring talked about his team. He says, you know what? We're such a small team. We don't win anything getting off the bus. We're not intimidating in any way. But he said, listen, we've got a lot of heart, and he told his players, if you have a heart and a mind for it, there's nothing that you can't do.
Yeah.
And he's got his guys right here, 8-game win streak, trying to close it out. As you mentioned, the two coaches coming in, team captains.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll go into overtime. The rules are we'll start on the 15-yard line. You will maintain possession of the ball until you score, whether by touchdown or by a field goal. If the defense gains possession of the ball, it's dead immediately. You can gain a first down. You can kick the field goal. After the second overtime period, you have to go for 2. You get 1 timeout per period. There are no challenges. Replay will handle that from the booth. Any questions? Rockmart, you're the visitors. The Georgia High School logo is heads. The football is tails. And your call? Heads. He called heads. It's tails. And so you're going to play on this end of the field. Pierce County won the toss and elected to play defense. Rockmart will play on this end for the first series.
It was Pierce won the call, actually Rockmart, but aside from that, we are going to play looking from our vantage point to the end zone to your left. That is going to the south end of the stadium. And so here we go. Class 2A championship going to overtime.
You can tell what end we're playing on. You can see how both benches kind of like migrate to that end of the team box, right? They're both sliding down to that one end.
Be sure to stay with us after the game as we've got the championship presentation. And by the way, very special feature this year as part of our coverage here, the GHSA Championships here on GPB Sports. If you are a member of one of the schools and you want to see the band performances. You can find those online on GPB.com. So go there for all the details on that. Okay, so Rockmart on offense first. Overtime, tied at 28. Thompson going for it all right off the top, and it's over the head of Anderson. Defended well there by Drew. The pass was too high, and it's bring back second down.
Interesting choice starting out, to start out with a pass to start this overtime period, the way you've been able to run the ball or work your way down. It's an interesting choice. Incompletion, though. Come back in the second down.
By the way, I don't know if he's got any kind of device that measures his steps, but Thompson goes to the sideline to directly get the call from his coach after every play. He has run, I can't tell you how many thousands of yards today, just going back and forth from the sideline back to the huddle. Second down now. Thompson looking to his right, gets it to Anderson. Nicely done, brings up third down.
And that may have been the kind of play you would expect to see first down, right? You just roll out and see what's out there, get it out to your defender, get some positive yardage. I think in this overtime possession, you want to keep it moving. You want to move it positively.
You've got a Pierce County defense again that, as coach admits, is thin, not very deep, and has been on the field a lot here in the fourth quarter, to your point. Third and 4. Overtime. Class 2A title on the line in Atlanta. Man in motion. Thompson goes to his right. First, Anderson might have gotten in, slipped down. Drew there on the coverage, but it does bring up a first and goal for Rockmart.
Gets enough for the first down, but I think he lost his footing. There he is.
Right there.
Oh.
Nice throw by Thompson. Coach Parson talked about keeping his Yellow Jackets focused. He said the middle piece has been just the hardest part of the extra time, and told the kids, listen, I walked the field when I was in the stadium on Friday. Guess what? From goal line to goal line, it's 100 yards, just like the one right here. Washington, touchdown, and for the first time in this game, Rockmart has the lead.
You wanted to finish? Who else you got to bring? You're going to bring your sledgehammer. He was not going to be denied. No. Nice block out there by Braxton Waddell at 22. Would not be denied the end zone. You two again, just running right over him, getting in. You're not going to slow him down.
Yeah, Waddell that was just a beautiful block right there. Alaria the point after, and so now you put the pressure on Pierce County. How about Washington? Didn't cut down the cherry tree, none of those, but cut down that Bears defense. Thank you, Kevin Barnes, appreciate that. Our statistician keeps us in line here with everything we need to make sure we bring you a complete telecast. And we do the same without Kevin, right? We're gonna get him in.
Would not be, man.
I will share with everyone watching at home. It's great that all of us are connected different ways during the season. We all talk, wish each other happy holidays, those kinds of things. But we get a chance to come together
for this. To see each other
it's
here.
It's special for exactly. It's real special for us, and it's such a real blessing to be a chance to spend time with all of you this time of year every year in December. Okay, so Rockmart, 35 points now on the board. Can Pierce County answer? If they don't, it's the Yellow Jackets that take home the trophy from the 15 first and 10.
Look who's getting the snap. Look who's getting the snap.
Sloan the direct snap.
Oh,
and he's hit.
Oh my.
Boy, yes, that was a mouthpiece that went flying. Brett Washington.
Helmet off. Offensive player, please set the play clock at 25 seconds. Start on my signal.
And Sloan's got to come out of the game.
Officials timeout.
And now we got a player down.
Injury to defense.
Rockmart. Looks like J.J. Stocks is down. Well, Washington, the helmet went one way, the mouthpiece went the other.
So he's got to come out for a play because his helmet came off. We got J.J. Stocks. We've had a lot of cramping issues. We're not going to speculate. We hope that's all it is.
We're getting the mustard again.
That's right. If you just joined us, there it is, mustard.
Go to the concession stand. Yeah, you with the hot dog. Put down the mustard. We need it.
And he's got it in the bag. He reached in his bag, Is it smelling salts? No. Is it water? No. Is it Gatorade? No. Mustard.
It's mustard.
There we go. I'm going to wash it down. Could be pickle juice.
Right.
That's right.
That too, right?
That's right.
That's what I've heard of more.
Me too. Russ Aaron, our producer, jumping in, and so it's a team effort here at GPB. Make sure we cover all bases.
Russ.
You know, so Russ, we appreciate that. So, hey, folks at home, can you tell we're having fun with this? We hope you are too. This is what it's all about.
Absolutely, absolutely. Meanwhile, the coach is giving him a little chance. You're seeing Coach Herring there, gathering with his offense.
Kevin mentioned, by the way, Pickle Brine. Nolan Brine used to use Pickle Brine back in the day. So there we go.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
There he is. He's up.
So he's up. Chance, like you said, for Coach Ryan Herring, Pierce County, to bring his team together. And again, talk about running a play without Connor Sloan. Well, but they called a timeout, so he can. The rules are if you call a timeout, he can play. He can come in the game. So maybe. I stand corrected. He's still out. Carson Sloan not in the game. Oh, because it was an injury. It wasn't a called timeout. Thank you. Carson Sloan is out. Hayden McGatha.
Well, he got to the edge.
He did.
Enough for the first down. You know it's coming. You know he's going to put it on his shoulders and he's going to carry it. Tremendous effort.
Boy, what a game. What an effort, both of these teams. Nice tackle by McCrary, knock him out of bounds. Saved the touchdown. 43 carries for McGatha, 210 yards, and Carson Sloan back in the game, number 5. Lined up top of your screen in the tight end position. McGatha looking left. Comes up short, it'll be second down and goal.
Here's McGatha going left side. It's the ball down to the 3.
McGatha's numbers, my goodness. Olia Jr., he's back next year for the Bears. Brent Washington, the alpha of this Rockmart's defense. McGatha, touchdown. And Pierce County answers. What a heavyweight fight.
It is that. Right there, follows the block right into the end zone.
45th carry of this game for McGatha of 46 rushing attempts in the game for Pierce County. Garrett Stevenson, the sophomore, with the extra kick to tie it. And send it to a second overtime here in downtown Atlanta.
There will be a 2-minute intermission,
So just to reset this for those of you who may be tuning in, waiting for taking a look at the next game, it's going to be a little bit. These two teams coming in, outstanding. Pierce County and their coach Ryan Herring in his 6th season trying to win a second championship. He won it in overtime back in 2020 over Oconee County. And that young man, Hayden McGatha, what a job he has done for these Bears. On the other side, it's Rockmart, 100th year of football. 11-game win streak. They began the season 1-2 and have not lost since then, with an injury forced them to a new quarterback. That's Kayleon Thompson, and boy, what a job they have done. Biff Parson, the coach right there, winningest coach in Rockmart football history, and it's a grand history, 100 years, like we said. They won their only state title back in 1950, went to the state championship game 3 times in the 50s, and has said he wants to come back here.
For the overtime series, Rockmart will be on defense first.
So, by the way, we want to take a moment now for those of you coming up to looking for the next game. Here's the schedule now. That's Perry versus Stockbridge, the 4A championship. It's still to come after we conclude this one.
Pierce
and then later
County
on tonight
is elected to play on this end of the stadium.
it's the 6A championship, Thomas County Central, another Yellow Jacket team against Woodward Academy, and look forward to seeing that game. And Jerome Bettis Jr., one of the top college recruits, only a junior, class of 2025.
Also playing at Woodward Academy. And those are two programs that have been in this game before. Different for Perry and Stockbridge, getting a chance to play the state championship game. And some of the crowd for that game have filed in to watch some into this. I'm seeing some Perry, seeing their colors, and seeing some of the orange and green of Stockbridge that has arrived to watch this game. They're seeking to make history. They've been a state football champion from Henry County.
Wow!
So they're looking to try to break through and do that today.
Wow, that's huge. So, by the way, the one thing that they were announcing just now, as we were during this intermission, is that they're going to shift ends of the field. We will now be playing in the north end of the field, in the north end zone, when we resume here momentarily.
And once again, if you look at the benches, all the players have migrated to that end of the players' box on both sides the field. And we'll see what happens as we get started.
We should mention, again, that we saw the two more games tonight. One more day of competition tomorrow. Partner, you and I are on the 1 o'clock call for the Class 3A game. Cedar Grove is back, and boy, what a job that they did this year, starting off with some early losses, played some really competitive teams, but fought back from that. A lot of new players. Taking on Savannah Christian and the #1 prospect in the class of 2025, Elijah Griffin.
Lots of people who are going to be playing on Saturdays will be playing in that game tomorrow.
Yes. So here we are, tied at 35. Second overtime is now here. Pierce County, and who else but McGatha with the carry, takes it down inside the 7 on first down, about an 8-yard pickup, and it'll bring up second down here for Caden McGatha.
You know it's going to be him. He catches it from the start, the right side, gets some good blocks, follows him.
Second down, then about 3 to go. They mark him down just inside the 8. Pierce County, Region 7 champs. McGatha first down and stopped there by Washington. It'll be first and goal.
McGatha just looked for a spot. He's able to get some forward progress and get that first down. There he's found it right there coming off the block from the DiBiase.
I don't know what the record is for most carries in a single game at a championship level, but he's got to be getting close.
I would think so.
Kevin Barnes, our statistician, he's like got add-ons to his add-ons on his sheet over here. So different colors, pens, and he's trying to keep it all together. What happened, what quarter, and what period. And first and goal, McGatha points. Oh, what a great shot by Nate Davis.
Wow.
The speed to close down on McGatha. That was impressive.
Boy, he came through the gap quickly. Blast through there, making the solo stop.
Tackling him for a 1-yard loss. Just a sophomore. Coach said he really stepped in. Followed the lead of Washington. Big part of this defense for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to end a 73-year championship drought. McGatha again up the middle, and he's hit hard right then. Washington and Davis again, number 28, Nate Davis.
They are the tag team, no doubt. And we talked earlier about the linebacking core just being the backbone of this defensive unit. And they're playing like it right now. They're standing up.
By the way, that previous play, McGatha, that was his first tackle for loss. Every play for Caden McGatha had been for positive yards until that play.
That's
Third
impressive.
and goal.
That's impressive.
Yes, sir. from the 4. Caden McGaffey to the left side. Can he get through? Still fighting, still fighting. And he will not make it. Held at the 1-yard line. What a job by this Yellow Jackets defense. Now, folks, their first touchdown way back in the first quarter, like 12 hours ago,
yeah,
was a 4th and goal play from the 1, and McCaffin put it in. Watch them try to push him in here, but they couldn't get him in.
Running back, Big 78 said, come back here. Got a whistle.
J.J. Stocks back on the field.
Timeout, Pierce County.
Pierce County timeout.
Their first timeout and only timeout of this playoff period.
This is big, right? You're the first team on offense.
Right.
So you don't want to kick a field goal because then a touchdown beats you. You're gonna want to go for that, right? So.
Wow. It's really big decision time. It's big decision time.
The Rockmart offense has played very well here in the 4th quarter and the first overtime.
Yeah,
so,
I think you almost have to go for the 6.
I think so.
You got to go for 6.
As we get a shot, Pierce County in the huddle right now. One man that man right there, we believe his name is Jimmy Lydon. And Coach Herring said, I had the best high school football coaching job in the state because of that man, Jimmy Lydon, head of our booster club. He said he works so hard, feeds all of our players after every practice, every game. He takes care of all the little things that I don't have to.
Isn't it amazing? Salute to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job what they've done down there in Blackshear. Okay, McGatha. This is probably, maybe? No, McGatha's out of the game. Wildcat to Carson Sloan on 4th down. No McGatha, who has 50 carries in the game. Sloan gets in for the touchdown.
Wow.
Jimmy Lydon likes it.
And who's there to give him a big hug on the sideline? McGatha.
That's right.
Comes in and follows the block, gets into the end zone to finish that drive and put the points on the board. And of course he's staying in to hold this point after here.
Yeah. Stevenson for the extra point, the sophomore. Tried a career-high 49-yarder at the end of regulation. That was blocked, and that sent us to overtime. This one is true, and it's a 7-point lead again for Pierce County. And now it's Rockmart's turn. Ninth time in 15 games this season, and Pierce County has topped the 40-point mark.
Wow.
They know how to score.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. So get a look at number 5 there, Carson Sloan. Guys who are playing against him for Rockmart will never forget this guy.
No.
No, they like this, they would never forget him.
And nightmares 20 years from now. So now we'll see if Rockmart can top the 40-point mark for the 10th time this season and send us to a triple overtime. If they don't, Pierce County's your champion. 1st and 10 from the 15. Thompson. Into the end zone, incomplete. Trying to hit Anderson, but Drew is there, of course, on the coverage. 2nd down.
And just threw that pass pretty low. They'll bring up a 2nd down.
Exciting moments, late afternoon in Atlanta. Class 2A championship. Kellyanne Thompson. Complete to Anderson, who can't stay in bounds. Drew on the tackle, gets him out of bounds. We'll bring up 3rd down and 3. As again, we're here in 4-down territory.
Once again, they come with a play you would think they would run on the 1st down. They come in on the 2nd down. You just roll right and just get it out there to Anderson. Guy who's been so reliable for you today.
Talked about this Pierce County secondary and how much they've improved from 2022. Good look at Joe Drew. He's a junior. In fact, again, there are no seniors in this defensive backfield for Pierce County. They'll all be back, as well as their outstanding quarterback. 3rd and 3 now for Rockmart. Man in motion. Thompson keeps it first down. Saving tackle there by Evans, number 2. That keeps Thompson out of the end zone, brings up 1st and goal.
It's another look. Looks, can't find a receiver that he wants to, and makes the most of it.
Boy, what an effort. Both of these teams, their programs, their staffs, their communities. They're trying the Wildcat now with Washington. Last time they tried this, it did not bode well. Washington does not get in. Let's see the call. And they're going to say he stopped. Reminding everyone watching, we do have replay this year. And the GHSA championship game. One more look at it from the other angle.
Another look at it. Boy, he gets stood up right there. He still tries to lean forward to get a little push. To make it in. We're going to try it again.
Wildcat again.
Got coach walking out.
And he'll take a timeout.
Okay.
Ruling on the field, the runner was stopped shy of the goal line. That play is under further review.
He's going to review it. Okay.
Here we are.
No timeout by Coach Biff Biff Parson. And he'll get a kick out of that. When he watches the replay, so he was great-natured about it. Talking about this team and talking about just, again, the history of the program. And one more look again here.
And they stand them up at about the 2. Now they come by with some people pushing from the backside, and you see members of their team signal that they thought they had it.
After video review, it has been determined the runner scored a touchdown.
Let's look at this angle right here. That's right there. Great angle. What great camera work by our photographer there in the end zone. As he went down, he reached over the goal line with the ball. That's what the Rockmart players were talking about. What an effort by Brent Washington. And now they're just an extra point away from tying this up, and we go to another overtime.
Man.
That's why we have instant replay.
We got it. We have a video review.
Wow.
Wow.
Could we have 2 more evenly matched teams, my friend, than these
goodness.
2? Whoa.
What a matchup. What a matchup.
Oh, my goodness.
These guys are bored and all out on the
field. There will be now a 2-minute intermission.
Once again, in case you just joined us, looking for the Class 4A championship game.
It's coming up.
It's coming.
County is elated to go on defense.
So Pierce County's going to start the 3rd possession here, 3rd overtime on defense. Here are your rules once again. By the way, this is the 3rd overtime. If they are still tied after this overtime, each team must attempt a 2-point conversion after the touchdown.
Yeah.
So, how you like us now?
I know. Perry and Stockbridge, and here's the thing. The Perry and Stockbridge teams have been here for a while.
Yeah.
And it's Sidmek, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't been able to come out and stretch or do anything.
Yeah.
And they got a game. Their game is coming up. So,
following this, eventually we will have the trophy presentation, and one of these teams will take home the Class 2A championship for 2023. It's a shame they both can't. Let's just be honest.
Truly is.
My goodness.
They have poured their hearts out on this field today.
You know, and our sideline reporter, Cody Chaffetz, talked about at the onset of this game how these two teams really were, in so many ways, were kind of mirror images of each other. Both high-scoring offenses, both stingy defenses, both head coaches that weren't from those towns, but married women from those towns.
Yeah.
And just obviously both 2A, both have already made their stamp on the respective high school programs in different ways. Both obviously it's 2A, you don't have real deep rosters. They have some key players that play both ways. both with new quarterbacks. I mean, it is just.
Yep, that's true. That's true. The similarities.
It's been amazing. It's been fun. It's been fun. Hate to see one not walk away with the trophy, but I tell you what, these players and these programs and these communities should be proud that they have put on a show today that's one of the great spectacles in high school football in a long time.
Absolutely. We're not done yet. Here we go.
Not done yet.
We're getting back to work here.
Here we go. Overtime number 3. Let's do this from the 15-yard line. Rockmart has the ball. Handoff to Davis, the running back. We've not called his number much in terms of a run. Still on his feet. And they'll give him forward progress here. Down to about the 12, so it'll be a 3-yard pickup.
That was different for the first play.
It was.
For that, didn't try to go to the end zone right away.
Davis, just his 5th carry, 16 yards on the day. As we talk about again, he was a starting quarterback for the first 3 games, suffered an injury, came back, went to running back at that point, and gained another 637 yards leading into this game. Great job there by Drew to deny Anderson. And that's been one of the great sub-stories of this game between the lines, is a battle between Anderson and Drew.
It really has. And this is a play that Rockmart's been able to get on their second down and the other overtime possessions. Denied this time. Drew with the great defensive play.
Same play they ran on their second play of the second overtime was that same exact play out in the flat to Anderson. Got him a first down, eventually a touchdown. 3rd and 7. That's McCrary, number 9, with some questions. Lines up, tight end position left side. Got to get to the 5. Thompson threw behind his receiver, Turner, and now you've got a question in terms of.
And Thompson is going straight to the referee. Didn't you see that?
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Let's see what he was talking about.
And there was maybe some contact there.
Must have been, because Turner made the same motion to the back judge the same way.
It's not, so now you're going to go for 3.
So Jose Alaria, 7 of 11 on field goal attempts during the season. This one from 28 yards out. And it's up and good. So a break in the pattern. We've had all touchdowns all the way through, and now the question is, can Rockmart stop Pierce County and hold on to the title?
That's the thing, and with Pierce, you know who's coming. Yeah. There he is right there. No hiding it. There's no secret. Just can you stop us? And that's that's what it's been pretty much for most of this afternoon. That's what you're going to get more of right now, is they're going to try to get into the end zone and take this championship back to Blackshear.
Sloan got about a 30-second break there.
That's all he needs, man. That's all he needs right now.
He's done it all. We'll watch and see what he's going to do. McGatha, as you know, of course, he was not in on that final play at the second overtime. The tying touchdown was scored by Sloan. McGatha sat out, and Sloan took a direct snap in the Wildcat formation. But McGatha's numbers, 50 carries, 229 yards.
Whoa.
For the junior quarterback for the Bears.
And here he comes with the ball now. Here we go.
Down 3. DiBiase there with a nice block. McGatha still on his feet inside the 10, down to about the 8. So a nice pickup on first down by Caden McGatha.
It's just what you've seen him do so many times. The right side there, a couple of defenders got a shot at him. You know, right there, Turner misses him.
Washington running him down.
Washington gets out there and runs him down.
Big boy. Pierce County 13-1. Something about overtimes by their head coach, Ryan Herring. Took overtime to win it all in 2020. If he does it again, it'll take 3 overtimes, or maybe more. McGatha on second down. Trying to turn the corner, trying to get in the end zone.
Boy, the jubilation and excitement on one sideline and just the stunned expressions on the other. After a long afternoon of fighting and playing, those facial expressions kind of say it all. And of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. This will be reviewed. But he got to the pylon.
Looks good there, doesn't it? Here's a better look at it from the other angle. Caden McGatha on his 52nd rush of the year. The question right there is he out? He's not. It's in the green. We're going to talk with Dave Reynolds here and get him on the call here as they're reviewing this.
Dave Reynolds, what are you seeing?
Dave, is your mic on? Oh, hold on, here we go.
Determined the runner stepped out of bounds prior to the ball crossing the line of scrimmage. It will be first down.
So it's not over.
What is it about you and me? We always get caught on these games.
Why?
I held as long as I could. The scoreboard changed.
I know, you waited, right? You waited. Shades of last year.
Oh, my goodness, I've learned.
You're going to say, right?
I've learned, yeah. So. Oh.
Okay, everybody back on the field.
There you go. Our scoreboard on the screen has changed. Here's where we are. We'll be first and goal from the 1-yard line. Pierce County, their fans from Blackshear on their feet.
You know what's coming.
1 yard away from a state championship. McGatha. Touchdown! This time for real. The Bears from Pierce County growl again.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is confirmed. Touchdown, the game is over.
Woo! Oh. Wow, just wow. And fitting, how fitting that McGatha be the one to finish it.
Absolutely. And Ryan Herring, now a two-time state championship winning coach. If we love each other, we have a chance to beat anybody. His words to his team earlier this season, and they ring true here in downtown Atlanta on this Tuesday afternoon. What a performance by two outstanding teams. Rockmart, first loss in 12 games since all the way back when they fell to Dalton 21-14. 11 straight wins to get here. Yeah. And it took a third overtime to take them down here in Atlanta.
You got some long faces, you got some smiles. Look at that guy who got the.
Tell you what I love about this team, Sam. We don't talk enough about the character, the sportsmanship of both these teams. You don't always see in the heat of the moment of a championship at any level.
Well, that's the heart of champion on display right now.
Absolutely.
You're looking at that screen, that they both congratulate each other. Yeah, one's jubilated and excited, the other's hurting right now. But they both know that only two teams in the state get to make it to this game, and they both know they left it all on the field.
Yep. We finished 48 minutes and we were dead even.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Had to go to sudden death on this. So yeah. Here's the thing. When they look at this championship trophy in their trophy case at school there at Pierce County, they will know they beat a champion in Rockmart.
Absolutely.
3 overtimes. You can't erase that.
Absolutely. They no doubt they earned this one. And they had to work a little extra hard to earn this one. This is a trip to Atlanta that they will never ever forget.
We see Coach Biff Parson there for Rockmart calling his team together. We talked earlier, interviewed 21 times for head coaching jobs before we got one. He said, listen, you find a way to get a yes when there is a no. And this is a program that is here, and they've got the horses that they'll be back next year. But today it belongs to Pierce County. Good luck there at the Yellow Jackets. What a performance. And what a game for that young man, Carson Sloan. My goodness. Magatha's final numbers, by the way. Caden Magatha, 53 carries, 244 yards. I mean, that man Sloan may have played almost every down, but Magatha was outstanding.
Yeah.
I mentioned Magatha's numbers, 244 yards on the ground, also 131 yards passing as well. And Magatha scoring the game-winning touchdown there in that third overtime as we take a look here at the second place trophy being awarded. Coach Biff Parson. What a job his team did. 22 seniors, and talked about, again, the epitome of what he built as a program, going back to the grassroots in youth football and the middle school football. We talked about the coaching staff at the high school coaching all those kids, walking across the street, across the field to coach those kids day in, day out, and build this program, and hearing the same philosophy and the same lessons being taught at an early age, and it resulted in them being right here and going 3 overtimes in the title game.
Absolutely, and the future is bright. I mean, he's really excited about the possibilities going forward. But the next wave of middle school, we talked about how successful they had been this year, and looking forward to them making the next move and coming up to the next level there in Rockmart. They'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
They will be back in the state championship game.
So Rockmart departs the field, and now taking the stage, the Bears from Pierce County, and no one in blue is left. This is the moment they came here for, all the way from Blackshear. And the moment has come. Let's go down to John Nelson.
Larry Smith, it is that time where we present a trophy here in Class AA, one of the toughest classifications in the state of Georgia, and it showed out today once again, taking extra frames so it could happen. Shout out first and foremost to our friends from Rockmart. Fantastic season in a fantastic community. Fantastic season for our friends from Rockmart. But it is time to turn to our left and present a trophy to our friends in Blackshear. And to do it, it's the Executive Director of the Georgia High School Association, Dr. Robin Hines.
Thank you. First off, I would like to congratulate Rockmart on an outstanding season, and what a game. And I also have to thank the Rockmart community for showing up and supporting your guys today. Thank you so much. You have been awesome today. Let me get on the other side. Coach, it's a great honor that on behalf of Alpha Insurance and the Georgia High School Association that we present Pierce County with the state championship trophy. Coach, I know this, I can honestly say that I have never seen a better football game in my life. It was incredible. I also want to give a shout out to Pierce County. You traveled well and did a great job supporting your guys. Give yourselves a hand. Coach, if you'll just tell us what you feel about your team and how you feel about this win.
Well, I can't not first congratulate Rockmart. That was an unbelievable football team we just played. In no way, shape, or form do we think we're better in any way. We just happen to win here today. So my hat's off to Rockmart, their coaching staff, their community. Our hats off to y'all. And I can't say enough, not only about our players, but about our people. We fill up a crowd like any 7A in the state of Georgia. But we have a special group of guys here. Maybe like I've never seen. But they would kill me if I didn't let you know that 3 things are important in Blackshear. That's Jesus family football, and we're going to give God all the glory.
You won this a couple years ago, and you've had to win it again in the toughest classification in the state of Georgia. For someone who's never seen Class A football until today, break down how tough it is to win in Class AA.
Well, I think I told everybody for the season there was 12 teams that can play really good football. You know, and if you can end up being in the final 2 of those 12, you got a special bunch. And we lost to Appling County, you know, in the region. But I told our guys after that game, there's something special about y'all, and I just now can see it. And you see what they did.
One of the toughest regions in the state, and the champ comes out of that region. Blackshear, you better hold on to your honey because the state championship is coming back to Pierce County. Let's send it back upstairs to Larry and Sam.
John Nelson, thanks so much, and congratulations once again to Pierce County. The Bears champions once again, as you mentioned. They just did it in 2020 in overtime as well. And here, triple overtime here, 48-45. They get the win over Rockmart and a determined Yellow Jackets team. Larry Smith and Sam Crenshaw. Sam, want to get your thoughts? We've covered some great ones over the years, and this one ranks among the best.
This one threatened to never end, huh? But it's just the passion that was shown today. And both quarterbacks put on a great display, but great defense as well. And like we said, guys, we're going to last to the end because you know a lot of you guys are going to be going both ways. We saw it today, and in the end, though, you knew what was coming. You knew MacArthur was going to get the ball. You knew he was going to run. Could you stop him? And he was unstoppable today.
And he was the whole way through. I think we counted at one point only one play was actually for negative yards for Caden MacArthur. What a day for him. 375 yards, 5 total touchdowns, 3 on the game and on the ground, I should say, including the game winner, 2 touchdown passes as well to his partner, Carson Sloan. The Iron Man of high school football never came out of the game, punted, special teams. He was a holder on kicks, tight end. He ran the ball. Direct snap at some points. We think he ordered post-game dinner.
May have.
Driving the bus home.
He's driving the bus home.
Yeah.
He's doing it. He's doing it all.
Equipment guy too. Make sure the equipment's all in the cases. So it's something else. So listen, if you think this is great, we've got more to come as we are just getting started here this day. 2 more championships on the way, but for the moment, we savor this afternoon here inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. 2 fantastic teams, 2 high-scoring offenses, and for a while, 2 stellar defenses. That first half was impressive, but they finally come through. Not 1 overtime, not 2 overtimes, but 3 extra periods before 1 finally came out on top. And that young man right there, Caden MacArthur, only a junior, 53 carries, 244 yards. Sloan the touchdown to send it to a second overtime. And how about the big man, Washington, getting in the touchdown. Instant replay coming in to make sure we got that one right. We appreciate that. The field goal at the end of the 3rd overtime by Alaria, and then the game winner, MacArthur. And what a sweet ride south it'll be for these Bears. The honeypot's waiting, as Johnny just mentioned. We're awaiting our post-game show as we await game number 2. Thanks so much for watching.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to be safe on every trip. Buckle up, Georgia.
Riding down the road and you're doing just fine when a car in front of you crosses over the line. They're in your space, not looking at your face. Distracted drivers all over the place. Say, we will buckle up. Sing it. Say, we will buckle up.
This program on GPB is made possible in part by supporters of the Georgia High School Association, including the following.
Our number 1 priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is brought to you in part by DBHDD. Win by learning about safe usage of prescription opioids.
Half of the nation's opioid overdoses happen right at home because people don't understand the dangers of taking an oxy or perk with a glass of alcohol for stress or to sleep. Learn how to protect your family from opioid overdose at opioidresponse.info.
At TELUS Science Museum, the magic of discovery is larger than life. With tons of interactive exhibits and stunning visuals, come experience the magic of TELUS.
Go for landing, over.
Yeah. I don't know about the TV, but the burgers are ready. Yeah.
Ooh, burgers,
All right.
burgers. I want a burger.
All right, I'll line up. Go.
Hey everyone, welcome into the GPB Tailgate Party. I'm Hannah Gooden. We're live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium where we just wrapped up a wild AA boys final. Pierce County defeating Rockmart 48-45 in triple overtime to win its third title in 3 seasons. Here's the game-winning score by Bears QB Caden McGatha. What can't he do? He is all over the field and truly the MVP of this game. He is actually our Cotton Commission player of the game, and we're going to send it down to the field where Cody is standing by with him.
Yes, with our Georgia Cotton Commission player of the game, Caden McGatha. Caden, you ran the ball over 50 times tonight. How are you still standing up?
I don't know. I just knew it was going to take whatever to put us in the right spot, and I trusted my guys. So I was playing for them. I don't know how, but we got it done.
And we go into overtime. You thought you had scored the game-winning touchdown. They call it back. Then you have to score again. What was your mind going through that?
I was thinking get across the goal line. I knew it was going to be tough. I was going to get hit early and just drive in, but we just had to do whatever it took. I knew the touchdown and we would have put us up and we would have won. So I just had to be calm too.
With your incredible performance today, you become just the second player in Georgia high school football history to pass for 2,000 yards in the season and run for 2,000 yards in the season. Georgia high school history, you're the second one ever. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I just thank the Lord for giving me the abilities to do that. It's awesome. I mean, I thank my players, my teammates and everything, though. They're the only reason I could do that, so that's awesome.
You talk about some of your teammates. What does it mean? You're only a junior. To do this for the seniors, Carson Sloan leaves it all out there. Your brother's a senior on this team. What does it mean to win it for them?
That's what I told them the first time we lost to Appleton. I'm playing for y'all the rest of the season. I saw them break down. I just knew that it was for them. So I just gonna do whatever I could to help us win and play for them. But it's just awesome.
All right, congratulations, Kate. Get off your feet.
Yes,
why don't you? Caden McGatha, the Georgia Cotton Commission player of the game. They're partying back in Blackshear, but I'm not sure there's anybody left in Blackshear, Hannah. I think they're all here.
I agree with you, Cody. It's a 4-hour drive up from South Georgia, and every fan there has to be here. It's loud. It is a fun environment. Congratulations to Caden, and Bears Country. Awesome AA win. We still have 2 more games to go, and I think we're all exhausted by now. But we are going to be crowning a lot more players, a lot more teams. But what about everybody that's been excelling all season long? It's time to unveil our 2023 GPB All-State team, and we're going to start with the All-Stars on offense.
Time to take a look at the GPB All-Stars on offense for 2023.